Hello, friends, and welcome to the DayOne Show, episode 306. Is it a show? Is it a podcast? Is it an MVG just popping on to hang out with us once again? As a fiercely independent and community-driven publication, it's only ever made possible by you lovely lot watching or listening, if you're watching, listening to us after the fact. So big shout out to you, but especially our patrons, our members, and our grand benefactors, Croat56, Assassin, and Kevin S, and of course our wonderful CEO, Torn Raptor. I am joined, as per usual, by Special Nick.
Yasssss, everyone. Yasssss. How are you all?
I don't know. Why are you doing this to me? I fear change. We've gone through enough. We've gone through. Can you just say what's going on so I can continue?
I had another Greek from Melbourne on, so I thought, you know what? I'll keep it Greek this week. Yasssss.
Okay. Yasssss. Okay. And MVG is back, joining us once again.
Goes better. Is a second level?
Yeah. I'm sure they understand exactly what you're saying.
What's going on, fellas? It's great to be here. It's great to be here.
Always a pleasure. And the lovely Jessie, who is freshly sunburnt after leaving the red sandy cave from which he existed in for the last 2 weeks.
The Crimson Desert, in which I spent less than 2 hours in that actual zone completing the game.
Great.
There's a bunch of post-game shit there, oddly enough.
That's the end game, baby.
Yeah, which...
That's the end game. There's a fair bit of controversial topics to talk about this week.
There is. I wanted Dim on for specific reasons. I thought, why not get a developer on?
For the yassification of video games.
Yes, queen. Yes, queen.
Do you know what? Shit. Like, let's not let Dim talk, and let's just tell everyone that Dim says it's the best thing he's ever seen, and he's a strong proponent for NVIDIA's technology.
Loves it.
He loves it. He can't wait to implement it in everything he ever touches.
He was the developer as part of it. He was behind the tech.
Spearheaded.
Trying to get me in trouble, Nick. Yeah.
He's building an intercarbon engine.
Oh, can you imagine?
I don't work at that company anymore.
That's what's so surprising.
Going in and screwing them over. Yeah. Anyway, before we get into the controversial topics of the week, let's actually spend some time reminiscing. MVG, how you been? How's life treating you?
I've been well, gentlemen. Thanks for having me back on the show. I'm taking the crown as the most frequented guest on the show, I would imagine. So I had to keep up appearances. But yeah,
you were
doing well, John.
You were Rand. Jeff Grubb has dropped right off now.
Okay. Well,
you were Rand.
Jeff's he's on another plane now, So
yeah, he is.
Above us mere mortals.
Yeah, he's heading for Hollywood, Yeah. But it's good to be here. I've been very busy. John, I bumped into you a couple of times over the last 6 weeks or so.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like I only just saw you a couple of weeks ago.
Didn't get much of a chance to hang out with you, but it's always good catching up with you when I get the chance. So
yeah. Did you have a good GDC?
Yeah, it was great. I had a very busy one this year. It was a little different than normal because this year, so normally I stay, downtown at one of the hotels, like the Marriott, whatever, where everyone else hangs out. But because Digital Eclipse is over the bridge in Emeryville, they're only, 30 minutes away or something. I stayed in a hotel by work, basically. So what I would do is I would go to work every day, and then I would just commute to GDC in the afternoon. So it was a little different for me, but I caught a bunch of panels. I didn't catch the Xbox One, but I mean, there was so many people going to that one anyway, and I just kind of caught it after the fact. But I went to a bunch of panels and caught up with people and went to meetings, just the usual thing. It was a good time.
Yeah. There was definitely, I didn't catch the panel either, but Kat filmed it. So thanks, Kat. I think we were the only outlet that successfully got away with actually getting video up of that, much to GDC's
so many people used it and never, ever once mentioned that it was ours.
Yeah, I know. What, Nick?
Wait. I wanted to ask Tim a question.
So hold on. Tim a question.
Because you live in Vegas, yeah?
I do, yep.
So do you work from home most of the time?
Yeah, I work remote, yeah. Yeah, that's always been.
okay.
It's always been that way. Even when I was at limited run, it was the same.
Yeah. Okay. I just thought for what you described just then, I was about to, I heard it. The way I heard it was like, wait, you go to San Fran to work
Every day.
No,
I'm like, what? I was like, what the hell?
No, I wouldn't do that. That would be crazy. Commuting to work every day?
Man,
God.
before we went live, we were discussing San Fran, and in terms of American cities, I have to regularly go to.
It's a beautiful place.
Weirdly, San Fran's my fave. Then I would say it's Vegas, and then I would put LA last. But you have
New York?
a different. I haven't had to go to New York for games work related stuff.
I did.
So it's San Fran, Vegas, LA at the very bottom. But do you agree with that list, Tim? Do you have a different perspective?
I would put Vegas first because I live here and I'm biased, of course.
Fair.
As far as LA and San Francisco, whatever. They're a very, very low second and third on my list. There's a million other cities that I would much prefer to have these events at personally.
Yeah, I was told there was actually an app you could grab to walk the streets of San Francisco. And it's fair to say that I only really like San Francisco because it is so imminently walkable comparatively to LA particularly. But there's an app that you can use to avoid treading on human feces on the streets of San Francisco, of which I did see some.
Yeah. I saw some.
You're just like,
there's
that's not a dog.
there's literal human poo in the street.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
I saw an old homeless dude just peeing in broad daylight. One in the afternoon.
I mean,
he wasn't trying to hide.
That's not totally crazy. I've seen that.
I mean,
I've seen that here.
He wasn't being discreet about it. He was just standing in the street with his cock out, peeing. You know?
Oh, look, that's less shocking to me, but the human poo in the street is quite confronting.
Yeah. I mean, when I don't know, you can tell. You can look at it and be like, could be a Doberman. Probably isn't.
Could be a Roddy.
Probably a big dude.
You guys should go during the Fulton Street Fair. You'd have some fun. You'd see some things.
I can't believe that.
No.
That's like so surprising.
True. It's absolutely true. But John, what you were saying, it's very walkable.
Yeah.
It is. I think the thing I do like about going to GDC is I eat all sorts of just crap food, but I justify it to myself because I'm doing at least 15, 20,000 steps a day. So it's like, at least I'm burning some of it off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you wander around a lot.
How do you do? Like, I'm trying to understand. Like,
so
because I know what it takes to do 10,000 steps, and it's a lot.
Okay. I will try to explain it in Melbourne terms. You know how Melbourne's a big grid, and you got like Lonsdale, you got Collins, and
yeah.
Okay, so there's the convention center, right?
Yes,
but
yes.
The convention center is only if you want to go down there and like walk around on the floor and look at all the AI tech bros and stuff like that,
Correct.
or the big NVIDIA, the big Unity and Unreal booths. But if you go to GDC, like to do business and have meetings, most of the meetings are set up in the hotels around San Francisco. So you're walking from like Collins Street to like the top of like Burke Street, and then your next meeting might be like on Lonsdale, so you're walking from there to Lonsdale, and then your next meeting might be on Kingsway, so you're walking you know what I mean? Okay. So like you're doing this literally all day, right? So by the time you get back to your hotel, you pull up your
step thing,
your step thing or your health app, and it's like, holy shit, I've walked 20,000 steps today.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely buggered, but you know,
it's true.
You went to Gamescom. You know what it's like, Nick. Like you just even walking around that convention center and then walking back.
But that didn't feel like a lot of walking to me.
But it was like 15 to 20,000 steps.
Like I've got my health app up on my phone, and on Monday I did 19,357 steps.
Jesus.
Tuesday 15,667. Wednesday 15,010. Thursday 9,000. That was me heading home.
But the only reason I find it weird is, like, for example, yesterday I walked to the gym. Now that is 2.5 Ks to the gym, 2.5 or maybe even just a touch more back. That's not even 10,000 steps.
No, that's probably about 6, right? 6.5 maybe.
Yeah, 6.5, 7, something like that.
I do a 3K walk to Starbucks from here, and it's about 6,000 or so steps.
That's what I mean. So it's like, fuck, even
It's a lot of walking.
10,000 is a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot of walking.
you don't realize you just walking all day.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. It was a good time. Like we've been able to publicly now say that we are pitching Console Wars the card game to various publishers. Don't mention the developer if you know Dim, because that part's still secret.
I have no idea.
Good. But yeah,
Playground?
we were out there, so it was a unique one for me in that I have been pitching last year.
No, funnily enough, it's a lion head.
Lionhead spat. But it was fun to kind of mix up the media side of things and then the publisher pitching side of things. And one particular meeting was like full on sit down in front of like 4 people and walk through everything and put the slide deck up on the screen. And it gives me a bit of appreciation for what indie devs have to kind of go through just to get anything done whatsoever. So it's fun. But yeah, it's good times.
Well, Dim's going to have to get his steps up in August, because the places I'll be taking him for breakfast, he's going to fucking be eating those pancakes.
I'm ready.
You'll freak out.
Ready?
You'll freak out at these pancakes.
Now, let's talk about some video games, because, that's the fun part of this. And as Dim is the guest this week, in terms of what we've been playing, Dim, have you been having a chance to play any video games this week at all?
It's been very, very busy, but I have played a couple of things. I mean, not necessarily this week, but the last kind of batch of games in general, Resident Evil 9, I've beaten it. I want to say I've beaten it twice. I started my 3rd playthrough because I was trying to get a platinum, but I just kind of gave up on that. Great game. Everyone loves it. But I also have been playing Marathon as well.
Interesting.
I like it. I like Marathon. I get a lot of crap from friends about it.
Do you?
They give me a lot of shit about it, but the same friends are playing almost every night as well. So I think there's something there. I don't know. That it's a good game. I wouldn't say it's gonna like go places. Like I think it's already starting to trickle off as far as popularity and stuff. But there's something about it. I like it. There's something about the gameplay loop that is really interesting. And I love the aesthetic look about the game. It gives me that Mirror's Edge vibe. If you're
bright, bold,
the bright colors, the bright pastels. It's a lot of fun. So that's it. I haven't played Crimson Desert or anything new stuff that's come out this week, but I'm gonna slowly get back into video gaming. But now they have some more time. The other game that I started playing before I left to go to San Francisco was I picked up the Assassin's Creed Unity patch, the 60.
Oh yeah, the 60 FPS patch.
Oh yeah.
Because if you remember, that game when it came out was
broken.
It was a broken mess, but it was gorgeous, right? As far as
because
it was one of the first games that had a good PBR implementation. From memory,
the lighting was unbelievable.
Yeah. So
it had those bugs with the eyes and the teeth.
Yeah,
like I remember that meme image where everyone was just eyes and mouths like floating.
Yeah. So I've been playing that, and it just looks so good. And now that the game has been fixed, well, it's been fixed for a while, but now that it's a good playable game, I'm kind of enjoying it, going back and playing it, because I like Assassin's Creed, and I've beaten most of them. That was one that I gave up on because I'm like, this game is just a bug-ridden mess. I'll come back to it at some point, and I've kind of gotten back to it now. So,
Nice.
I'm playing that. The patch is fantastic.
Does it force co-op? Like, do you really need to play it in co-op?
I don't think so.
Okay.
For Unity? No.
Yeah, it had
Unity was a co-op, 4-player co-op game, wasn't it?
It could be. It didn't have
It could
to
be, if you wanted it to be. No, I don't think you need to do that.
Nice.
Okay. It was perhaps their worst map bloat look. Like the moment you start unlocking areas there's so many icons.
That was the game
really?
that had the meme with all the map of the Ubisoft meme where it had just all the side objectives and the waypoints and everything on it.
Oh my god, you're going to see this in a couple seconds. He hasn't even unlocked everything yet, and there's just like 100 icons on the map.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
And that's all the stuff that's there in all the other games. They're just way better about not bloating it by showing them all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Madness.
That's just too much, man. That's too
Nothing beats Black Flag.
It's always there. They're just better. Like, that's the best thing about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is it has. If you put every Korok seed and everything you could get in that game on the map, it would be infuriating. You couldn't see the map. Mm-hmm. But they're smarter, and at that point, Ubisoft was very much into the Forza Horizon 3 and 4 thing of just every icon's always there all the time by default. And they pulled back.
Bad call, Ubi. Still, it is nice to see an older game like this kind of come back from not being great, and then thankfully being great again.
Unity was already FPS boosted on Series X, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yes.
It was.
Resolution wasn't great.
Yes.
This is a proper patch.
This is a proper patch.
Yep.
And I'm playing on
sort
PS5,
of like
not on Xbox.
Oh god. Ugh.
Sony pony.
Gross.
I thought this was
Wait, no, we're multi-platform now. Shit.
I thought this was the day one podcast.
I don't know. I see the word Xbox error behind John's head.
I see John's chair's got Xbox error on the back.
Yeah, that's right.
I think I've been punked.
Yeah,
and I've got an Xbox Lite. I've got the Xbox One controller there, mate. I haven't changed.
The funny thing is, Dim, about doing all of that is that people were like, well, you should be doing this. And it's like, we're the same people. Like, we are exactly like people. Our personalities weren't made up. Like, we weren't pretending to be other people that we weren't. Like, we're still going to be playing in the ways that we normally play. We just have the freedom to go elsewhere for when the need arises.
For Nick to yoink down the Metacritic of games he doesn't like from other platforms.
That's
the Winter Shoulder in the chat said Xbox version of the AC Unity patch has a texture issue on the characters, unfortunately.
That footage I was showing was Xbox.
So I got the PS5 version.
Oh, man.
Superior version.
Yeah, better.
Bloody Satya.
I didn't see it in that Unity. Or in the footage I was showing. That was Series X.
Bloody Satya.
Speaking of other video games, let's talk about Crimson Desert a little bit, because Jesse's been playing that. And I just want to say, before he starts talking about how much he's played it and how much he likes it, I haven't been playing it. I had a copy since the day before yesterday, but it won't run because I'm trying to play it on my PC via the Xbox store, and it's busted, and it's still busted. And the game mockingly in the menu tells me I've been playing it for 11 minutes, but it's 11 minutes of clicking play fruitlessly and watching it crash.
Supposedly
fix
fixed.
your shit, Microsoft.
Supposedly fixed.
It's not. It fucking ain't.
Well, how
did
long
release
did
a
you try?
patch, but the patch did not fix the problem.
Well, so it's been a weird one. Patch versions from version 0.1 to 0.2 hit PlayStation and Steam at right around launch, and only hit Xbox and Epic Game Store late last night. But then there's been another patch today that is supposed to have fixed it.
Still not working.
When's the last time you tried? The wonderful
about an hour before the show.
Well, you have to force the update. Oddly enough, I think is what their Twitter said. But Crimson Desert. I played 107 hours for my review, and I have seen that there's at least 200 to 300 more hours of content. Because some of the later areas I couldn't do as much side stuff as I wanted because the embargo was approaching. Even though I had 2.5 weeks. After 2 days, they had an in-game patch on Steam that broke saves, so you had to restart. So I had about 15 hours in, but I got back to where I was in about 3 hours because I knew exactly what to do. For some reason, this is an unbelievably divisive game in the way that people who have played it for review and don't like it really want you to know they hate it, which has been odd for me. It is, what did I call it at the beginning? The most Red Dead 2 any Korean-made MMORPG, but for single players, medieval, multiversal, sci-fi, high fantasy has ever been. If you think you know what the game is, you don't. It is just an enormous group of systems set around the biggest, most dense map I've ever seen. It is unbelievably deep, and I keep seeing people say the mile wide, inch deep like thing about it, how it's not deep at all. I think the issue some may have over time if they try it out is there is a design philosophy that is heavily committed to not telling you how to play the game. Just saying, this is a system that exists, and then it never forces you into it outside of that initial first time. And so it's very easy for this gigantic action RPG where you play as the most Scottish man to ever live, Cliff McDuff, and his fellow Scots-inspired Greymanes in this whole weird fantasy world. Super action RPG. There is no experience-based leveling. Instead, it's skills. Man, just to break down what this game is would be very hard. I do think that's why the review is almost half an hour. It is a gigantic action RPG that has lock-on combat, so people keep trying to play it like a Souls game, but it's very much not. It is super quick and crisp and good feeling in the action, which is all physics-based and just a bunch of different systems all working together in very unique ways, even though unique doesn't need a qualifier. But then outside
I did hear...
Ooh, go.
Sorry to interrupt.
No.
I did hear, and apparently even reviewers didn't know this, that under your mini-map in Crimson Desert, there's a bar that fills up. That is getting XP for levels.
Yeah, it's the
They just don't tell you.
yeah, the levels are, but it's not it's not experience levels for your character. The bar is for zone levels. I'm pretty sure, because so like each faction has a level, and those levels get you a point, and then that point you can use to buy cosmetics. Essentially, like my horse armor you see was first area. I spent 28 or 40 of those points, and I got really cool looking horse tack. But yeah, no, it really does not tell you most stuff. And I do think that's one thing that'll change over the first few months, where they get more and more feedback, and they've been incredibly quick to act on the feedback, because as an MMO developer, they're used to working nonstop and patching crazy and using AI nonstop, because South Korean devs are incentivized
they got
to
in
do
hot
that.
water today, much to the pleasure of
people don't pay
out there.
attention that cover video games, because like we're a year or two into the South Korean government giving insanely lucrative subsidies for saying that you use AI in any way. Like they want to be an AI first country. So getting a bunch of shitty, really old looking Gen AI artwork in your game, even as temp placeholders, probably made them a bunch of money. It really is the everything game that they have marketed as, and they've spent a lot on marketing. It really does have all of those systems. It also has a story which feels chopped apart and barely put back together and doesn't really make much sense. So if you are a story first person, aka not Nick, it will be frustrating. If you are a gameplay first person, I think once you get used to its complicated control schemes, it's as much fun as I've had playing a video game. Like super obviously inspired by a bunch of different games. Like I just jumped from a sky island, very reminiscent of Tears of the Kingdom.
Breath of the Wild? Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm setting my arrow on fire in a brazier to then burn down a bunch of vines to get through a door. So it all these systems you'll interact with once, and you might not see them again for 20 hours. And then you go, oh yeah, if I use my weird tentacle force thing on this icon, I power it up. And I hadn't done that in 35 hours, so it took me half an hour to remember that type of game. But it is the biggest, most dense, full of stuff map I've ever seen. Technically runs amazingly well. Like I'm on an older 5800X CPU and a 7900X TX GPU, and I could run it at Ultra 4K with no upscaling and get a lock 60, no problem. And I could put on the lightest FSR, quality mode, and average near 100. It is incredibly well made, especially when you see how big it is.
Wouldn't know, haven't played it.
I mean,
It does have a performance, even though it doesn't look great, it does have a performance mode for Series S, doesn't it?
It looks a lot better on base consoles if you go into not the video options, but the accessibility options and turn off blur. It's literally the blur bar. in accessibility options, for some reason, that makes it very blurry. And if you turn that off, it's a lot less blurry. It's really weird.
That's good.
Yeah. It's a weird game.
I do really want to see what it looks like on my PC. Like
You'd be able to go
tilt.
cinematic, ray regeneration, all that stuff, and yeah, it would look very nice.
I am convinced. The more I watch your video, and I don't think it's not your fault, but I'm convinced that somehow you accidentally recorded HDR.
This is how it looks if I turned HDR off. It is.
Man. Some shots are super washed out, and I'm like, that looks odd to me.
Depending on the lighting of the day. So when they're captured, all of these scenes can always happen at any time of day. And if it's happening on an overcast day especially, like it looks washed out. But my thing was always set to have HDR on. That is how it looked if I turned HDR off. Because it looked weird at first. But with HDR on, and actually in HDR, it looks great. And it's super, saturated and all that. But I've noticed a lot of their trailer stuff was definitely color graded to be very saturated. It is an enormous game, very much for people like myself who like map games and there's been this weird push against being a content game, but also like everyone's broke, and a game that you can spend $70 on and never have a microtransaction in and get 500 hours out of really appeals to some people. So
yeah, that's fair.
It
sold 2 million copies since launch, which was
it was within a
yesterday?
day. Yeah,
day before yesterday. That's nuts. Be interesting.
There is a controversial topic on this around apparently an anonymous dev from within the studio.
Oh, I read this. Yeah,
had some words about, but again, it's translated from Korean, so there could be a lot of mistranslation. It's an anonymous dev, so who knows? But there's some interesting stuff that they talk about.
Yeah, about toxicity in the studio and mismanagement and blah blah. All the usual stuff you'd expect.
Yeah, but that stuff at this point has sadly become almost normal. But
we always put Western ideals onto Eastern devs in a way that also isn't like it's not 1-to-1 when you have such cultural differences.
Oh no, it's
as well.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
especially when it comes to Nintendo. But it was more around the game itself and its development and how a lot of what they were doing was somewhat aimless. And it's like, let's just take all these different systems from all these different games that we don't know why they're there, but they're cool. So let's just throw them all in this game and see what happens. That's what they appear to be alluding to, which kind of tracks with everything I've seen and from what people are saying about the game. I don't think it's necessarily all that bad if it's not functionally broken.
Yeah.
But I can understand why some people might get the impression of stuff is just there to be there, if that makes sense.
I kind of like the idea of a development team like kitchen sinking a video game to this
it
sort of degree.
Can work.
Well, John, if you think this looks washed out, it's because it's in the middle of a giant battle and everything's covered in smoke from like siege engines and shit as well. So there are scenes like that where the very impressive fog and all that type of shit. But it is very much we've got a cool idea, we're going to put it in. Some work better than others, but it's always there. And as you get used to it, playing through it, and I 100% get somebody. I played 20 hours. I played 30 hours. That's an enormous chunk. You have a fully valid, take on if you like or hate something. It is weird always when someone scores it after that because it is such a long game. And when I see how deep in they are, they probably wouldn't finish for 150 hours unless they actually committed to the way the game suggests you should upgrade your character for survivability and damage. Because I have also seen people say the bosses are way too hard, and it's they get really easy if you upgrade your stuff.
There's a debate on this, and I'm curious what everyone thinks. I saw this doing the rounds following Crimson Desert, and one, it is extremely difficult for a critic to pump in 110, 150 hours
even with the 2.5 weeks I gave, that would only be 80 on the clock hours if it's all you did all day every day.
Right. If you were actually just working your job hours, right? And most of the time you would never get 2.5 weeks to review a video game. But the debate was, should a reviewer always finish a video game before rendering a verdict? What's everyone's opinion?
I wouldn't want
that.
anyone on our team to give a full score if they hadn't either. I know our people, and I will trust if they feel they've seen enough. Like, if a game's 120 hours and you had a week, I'm fine if you want to do a review in progress, if it's something you want to keep at in your spare time. But general, if at all possible, any scored review you should have beaten the game or done the equivalent of beating it if it's a sports game, like just seeing all the content. If you just want to do an impressions piece, that's fine.
Yeah,
I agree. I think if you're going to put a score on something, you have to roll credits on it. Simple as that. I find that the Crimson Desert reviews, because obviously there's a lot of reviewers out there that didn't beat the game because they didn't have enough time or whatever. But it just goes back to the whole, hey, our reviews have to drop, as soon as the embargo's up. But in this scenario, I'd rather they just took the time to beat the game, and then give us a real take at the end of it. Like, there's nothing wrong with dropping a review 2 weeks from now, saying, "Hey, I beat the entire game. This is what I think about it." Right? But we live in such a world now where content just comes so fast and it's consumed so quickly, and we're off to the next thing next week because there's some other game that's coming out next week. So the reviewers they don't really spend the time anymore, it seems like. Now, there is the review in progress thing, which I think is cool. IGN have always done the review in progress thing.
Yeah, we do too.
Which I think is a good thing, right? Like, you still want to give impressions, you still want to give your thoughts of the game and talk about the good and the bad stuff, but I don't think you can drop a Metacritic score until you've rolled credits on the game, personally speaking.
But like, and Nick, will come to you in a second. I'm just going to throw a caveat out there in that I agree for anything that is narratively structured or campaign structured in there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. But like, can you wrap a review on Balatro unless you've unlocked every Joker? Or do you know what the game is after 20 hours of Balatro? Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's some context that you can sensibly apply with some common sense for games that you can do that with and games you can't. Like, should you complete every race in, I don't know, Forza Horizon before you can render a review? Or do you know what the game is after 20 hours, 25 hours?
For me, it was get everything unlocked and get through the campaign, essentially. But I didn't have to do every race in every single class and stuff. No.
That's what I mean. Like, so, like, I feel like there's always some context to add. And like multiplayer games in particular are often a tricky one. How much, like, and I'm just pulling an example out of my ass here, Double Fine's Kiln. Like, when that comes out, how much multiplayer should you have played before you feel you can render a verdict in terms of, like, you know what this is? You've seen what the game can be from every aspect. Like, how much does one play before you can drop a review on an item?
Yeah,
like
I mean, context and the game type definitely matters, but Crimson Desert is what, an action adventure game? Isn't it?
It's essentially an action RPG because it is still... It has a lot of RPG mechanics, even if you're not making your own character or anything. Yeah,
I mean, every game has to be treated on its own merits, and you're right. Like the Balatro argument, I agree with you. Like, you don't have to sit there and play, for 200 hours because you're basically just playing the same gameplay loop over and over. But a game like Crimson Desert, which does have so many different systems in the game and so much, Jesse is saying, after 20 hours, you haven't really seen barely anything of the game.
You know the dragon they show in the trailer?
Yeah.
I got that 90 hours in.
Yeah.
Chapter 11 of 12.
Mad.
But I also feel like, impressions, doing an impressions or review in progress is really...
the solution, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Because I think you're right.
If you're going to drop a Metacritic score at the end of it, you better damn well have roll credits on the game, Because I need to know, what it all entails. Because the second half of the game may just fall away. Like Resident Evil 9, I love Resident Evil 9 because it was all total fan service, and I lapped it all up. I thought it was great. But a lot of people didn't like the second half of the game as well. And
the Leon half?
Yep.
The people, the survival horror sickos.
You'd be surprised. I read a lot of people saying that they didn't care for it as much. But, And that's something that you would only really experience if you ran through the game and then rolled credits on it, which, again, Resident Evil 9, you're not going to take that long to beat anyway, but I think it is important to do that.
I did. What was your first? What was your first run?
First run was 11 hours, but
So I'm not that bad then. I was 13.
No,
on casual.
Dude, I like to stop and look at everything. Like, I'm
okay, good.
around
So it's not just me.
I'm trying to find all the collectibles in the first run.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Second run was 6 hours, so I kind of almost halved it.
But how? I still don't understand how.
Easy. Like, dude, Resident Evil 4, I'm not a speedrunner or anything, but I think I knocked it over in about 3 hours once I unlocked the rocket launcher. Yep.
Yeah, the CP points that you can just get unlimited ammo in the rocket launcher.
Get the CP points, go for the unlimited ammo, and then on the next run, try to unlock the rocket launcher. Mm-hmm. Mate, you just run through the game in no time if you know what to do.
Yeah.
What's your take on review structure and process, Nick? As a big narrative fan in video games, when you review a story game, you obviously pay attention to, like, Alan Wake 2's a solid example.
He played it for so long because he was just riveted by the story.
In an ideal world, you would have rolled credits. Maybe sometimes you may be in a situation where time doesn't quite permit, and maybe you just get right near the end and don't beat the final boss, but then run out of time, so you have to give out your review. I don't think that's the end of the world.
Especially if you make it clear.
If you've played through 95% of a game, I reckon you have a fair idea of whether it's a good or bad game or not. Because as we have discovered in our SEO clickbait-driven world, if you're not out there day one, then you may as well not be out there in terms of reviews and all that sort of stuff, at least from that business side of it.
And that is the problem. Yeah.
Yes, that is the problem. So while I do agree with Dim in so much as it's not the end of the world if you're like, I think it was before we started Xbox Era, I had an idea to start a channel and a website called LTTP Gamer. That was the name I came up with because I know that I wouldn't be able to review games on time or cover them on time. So I'm like, well, that can be my brand. I'm late to the party. I do everything late. I can't get it out on time. So I agree with Dim. It shouldn't be the end of the world if you can't have your review out day one. We know, though, the reality is that if you don't, no one will watch it and no one will read it. So it's like, depends where you sit there. Like, how much do you care? Yes. Oh, yeah. Fucking hell. So it's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a tricky one. Yeah, lots of discourse around that. Outside of Crimson Desert, Jesse, what else have you been playing this week?
Played a little bit of Mini Shoot Adventures. Just came to Game Pass and Xbox. Like as the day one port where it hadn't been on the platform, but now it is. And it's really fun. It is essentially a little twin stick shooter, Metroidvania, like progression blocker thing. Super tight controls, plays amazingly well on handheld. And I really like the name because it was a translation error where it's like Mini Shoot ' Adventures, because they didn't realize it should be Mini Shoots Adventure because your little ship is called Mini Shoots. Yeah, your ship.
I hear good things about it.
It's awesome. It's like an 87 on OpenCritic. It's just incredibly well made. Just a cute, fun, great overall little game that I've been chipping away at here and there.
I will definitely download that. That sounds right up my alley. I love a good twin stick shooter. The last
one, love it right up your alley.
That I played, which is excellent.
It looks like a spin on Asteroid. This one.
I'm not that old.
If you I'm sure. I don't know if Dim's watching it at all or checking it out, but if you look at how I'm watching how it moves and how it plays, and it's like they took Asteroid and made it for the modern day and full on fleshed it out.
I'm not watching, but I'll
Dim will very much know what Asteroid is because he's older than me.
You would like it, Nick, as I think his full playthrough is about 4 hours.
Okay.
Cool. It's like a little bullet hell. twin stick shooter with really good upgrades, and yeah, it's having a lot of fun. It's Play Anywhere. It's on Game Pass, so.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You always get surprised that things are Play Anywhere when I say they're on Game Pass, but pretty much everything on Game Pass now, if it's not Grand Theft Auto or Cyberpunk, is Play Anywhere nowadays.
Yes, good times.
Okay.
What about you,
Nice.
Nick? What have you been playing?
Nothing. Nothing new. Nothing
Just
new.
Fortnite.
I've just, Fortnite and Rocket League. New season of both has come out, so as I always do, I jump straight in. Phil gave me my free V-Bucks, so I've been using those.
Asha, mate. Asha gave you your free V-Bucks, yeah?
It was it
Phil's
was
gone
Phil.
now. Phil's gone now,
No,
mate.
hold on. Phil was on our show, and I said, "Can you give me V-Bucks?" And then he obviously just couldn't hand me V-Bucks, so he completely changed Game Pass to give me free V-Bucks. He used a
Right.
legal loophole to get me free V-Bucks.
Okay.
So I have like 5,500 V-Bucks banked. So I bought MCU Iron Man because, hello, it's Iron Man. And I should have enough V-Bucks now for when Daffy Duck comes.
Which is your long-term life goal.
Cannot wait for Daffy Duck to come to Fortnite so I can have him. That little black duck is my favourite. But there's this cool new season where there's two teams. There's like a tug of war. There's a war going on between The Rock, who's the Foundation, and the Ice King or something. You have to pick a side, and you're with that side for the entire season.
Can I cut you off real quick, Nick? Because I'm seeing The Rock
What?
cut down trees, and I've realized I didn't have it in time for the review, but there is a full get a woodcutter's axe, cut down trees mechanic in Crimson Desert. Turns out, eventually, if you find the right things, you can build a friggin' chainsaw and get perfect wood for the later upgrades. Like, I had no idea until a little after I put the review out. Like, there are so many friggin' things in this game. Like, imagine taking Fortnite and then quintupling the amount of shit you can do in it, and that's like the base level of Crimson Desert. But tell us about The Rock.
Oh, it's just that's the current season. There's like this ongoing war between the Ice King and the Foundation, who is run by The Rock. And as like, so what the basis of the whole season is rivalries, which can be a bit annoying because every time I play now, it feels like someone's in a rivalry match with me. So you go to this computer and you start a rivalry, and it picks a random player on the opposite team for you to hunt down and kill. So that's constantly happening. All of this is while you're still trying to finish last in the Battle Royale and do all the quests and all the stuff you want to do in Fortnite. But there's these ongoing rivalries that happen as well. And as you win or lose those rivalries, the overall team is winning or losing and progressing on their bar across the season. It's full on. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite lately as the new season started.
Fair enough. Sounds fun. I have been playing too many games. So I'm going to briefly mention the ones I can mention. I've been playing a little bit of Screamer from Milestone. No impressions or anything, but you can look forward to a review, not from me, but from Yasssss, who has been working on that diligently for a little while. You can expect that review unusually soon. I can't say when, but unusually soon. So you can take that clue as you will.
No clues.
But yeah, I got to play Pragmata while I was at GDC. Capcom invited me into the San Fran offices, and I got to.
So they don't hate us forever.
I don't think I could talk about that last week because I think the preview went out Monday.
Mm-hmm. Nope. How do you like Pragmata in getting to play in a very different section than I did?
Yeah, so they pinged me and were like, "Hey, do you want to come to the Capcom San Fran offices and play?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then they sent me the details, and they were like, "We strongly recommend you try the demo." So I grabbed the sketchbook demo and I gave it a go. And obviously, you know, you've got this very unique combat mechanic where you are effectively doing like a quick time puzzle in order to enable you to be able to deal damage to your various robot opponents. And it's surprising how good it works. And I played that demo and I thought, how are they going to carry this across, I don't know, 8-10 hour campaign? The demo I got to play was in New York, which is the New York that we see in the very, very first Pragmata trailer when it was revealed back in 2020? It's all fractured and broken. It's 3D printing gone wrong. And the particular gameplay segment I got to play for around 2 hours had us barred. Our way to this comms tower was barred by these massive gates, and we had to go around and unlock these different locks, effectively unlock these beacons to open the gate and get in and get to the comms tower. And it throws a surprising amount of cool stuff at you, from combat scenarios against some seriously massive, slightly intimidating robot babies. That's the best way I can describe them. They are horrific to look at. And the first time your character meets them, he's like, oh shit, and he just runs. But you do get to fight them eventually. And then it's got platforming, it's got hidden collectibles floating around. It's absolutely gorgeous. I played the entire thing on PS5 Pro. Very, 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 very pretty all throughout. I find the voice acting a little bit twee.
It's not good.
It was a bit like, but whatever.
That is Capcom.
The gameplay is rock solid.
That is Capcom for every game except for RE9.
Yeah.
RE9 was they took a step up in voice acting big time.
But
Question.
the actual, go on.
You know the mechanics, those mechanics where you have to do that little puzzle mini game to boost the gun or to take away their shield or whatever it is. When I played the demo, as cool as that was, I had concerns that when spammed with a ton of enemies, that could become tiresome and tedious. Do they ever, or at least in the time you spent with it, does it ever span you with so many enemies that does become an issue?
It's never tedious, but it is a challenge. And there are even challenge rooms that you can go in to get extra resources in and really punish you. But you unlock new nodes within that grid to do different things. So there's a multi-hack node, for example, that hacks like 3 at once and opens them up and kind of pauses them. And then you're juggling different gun types, like you've got a stasis field which you can shoot on the ground and it kind of freezes them for a bit and you can do damage that way. You've got charge rifles and riot blasters and stuff like that. It gets challenging, and no more so than the boss at the end. Like, they initially throw this hurdle at you where the robot throws up these red shields that stop you from hacking. So you have to then shoot the shields on the actual robot to open up the ability to hack, and then you can hack and hit them for more damage. You see it on screen, I think.
Yeah.
But the end of the demo, if you skip forward a bit, it takes you to this absolutely enormous boss where I was like, oh God. It was like a giant robot praying mantis.
He's eating a baby.
And yeah, it ate the baby. Like, the baby I was initially scared of, and then this time this thing just eats one of them, and I'm like, oh,
Whoa.
crap. And it is massive.
Big pair of balls.
Yeah, it was just a super cool boss fight because it used all of the mechanics that they've designed to kind of, like, that you'd learned in that 2 hour period to really kind of take the fight to it a little bit. So you've got this massive hack. It's much bigger. It also throws up these different red shields all over its body, including on its roof. So you kind of, like, at one point, one of its attacks spawns a load of buildings, and then you've got to kind of scoot up to the top of the building so you can get aerial view of them, take them out, and then do the hack. And it was nuts. I saw a few people in the room that were, I'm going to say, struggling a little bit, and just kept dying at the boss. But I beat him on my second go, so I was pretty pleased with that. But it was good, and I think Pragmata is shaping up really nicely. Like, I think this is Capcom are on fire. Like, they are such a smart publisher making smart decisions, and they haven't given up on this game, even though it's been in development for 5-6 years, however long it's been.
Did you try the demo of it, Dim? Pragmata?
No, it's not.
You should.
It's not my game. I don't think I'm going to pick it up.
I would say it feels very Resident Evil 4.
There's nothing about this game that I'm really interested in, believe it or not. Like, I don't know. I may pick it up later on this year if it's on sale or something, but right now I'm going to pass.
Back in the day, did you play Lost Planet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that game. Yeah. Don't tell me this
Okay.
like this. It's not.
Okay.
It's not like this.
Try Pragmata. There's a demo. There's a free demo. Try Pragmata, because the first thing I thought while playing Pragmata was that it's like a modern day Lost Planet. That was the first thought I had while I was playing this. It just reminded me. It reminded me of a game where it's like Capcom took whatever they did with Lost Planet and were applying it to a new game now.
Without
It's not about
TM.
dinosaurs or anything like that, but it reminded me a lot of Lost Planet, and that's why I asked you if you like Lost Planet.
I do.
Just
will
try the demo.
I'll try the demo,
Just try
and
the
if
demo.
I don't think it's like Lost Planet, I'm going to come for you on Twitter.
Okay.
Give him a good
Straight
kick
up.
in the balls.
Yeah.
Tell him you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Nick. So yeah, and then I've got I'm working on a review for a turn-based RPG, which is coming out soon. Not my genre at all, so a bit of out of my comfort zone on that one. Plus, there's a few other things. The other thing I thought I'd quickly mention was that Jesse and I got to play FixForce in a live stream with Surgeon Studios Thursday afternoon. Thursday morning for US folks.
No, it was 1 p.m.
Which is their new 6-player kind of. I hate using the term because it sounds derogatory. Friend slop, but it's their 6-player. You all play as robots. It was really good fun. I got to hand it to them, considering they built that in 6-7 months. The design systems
6,
that they have.
7,
They've made a really fun, silly, entertaining product. And
it's
I
only
had
$6.
a good time playing it. So yeah, and Abu was there, and Jesse just abused him for half an hour to the point where Abu left. Abu left. Abu was like, "Fuck this guy," and
No.
just quit the match.
Anyone who watched knows he
Fair
said,
enough.
had to go pick up my daughter.
No.
I mean,
said,
had
"Fuck
to go
that guy."
pick up my daughter. Me, Duke.
But yeah, that's it. That's everything. It's not everything. There's so much more that I'm not allowed to talk about, but it's a lot. There's a lot going on. It's busy times. That about wraps up all the video games we've been playing.
Yep.
Do you want to do
That's
messaging?
everything.
Do you want to do these messages? We'll
No,
be
you
back
haven't made
after
it
these
yet.
messages.
It's just console wars. It's kind of boring. Everyone's seen it a million
Yeah,
times.
I don't want to do it to people.
Yeah.
In that
It's
case,
not in the
let's talk-
showrunner. I literally took it out.
It is literally.
Oh, I
in the
took it out of
showrunner.
headlines.
That's me being
Yeah,
right.
there. Gone.
That's Jesse being wrong.
It's dead.
I just want to highlight that.
Now I'm taking it out. Now
Let's
I'm
talk about the
correct.
news. Let's talk about
the news.
The news. I guess
Now-
the big topic this week is.
Nah, don't worry about the big topic yet.
Oh,
Jeez.
Part of why I invited him on was because there was a news topic that I wanted to cover. It's not in the list, but I'm adding it in, which is it is a big deal. Like, it has. I feel like this has long-term ramifications. The Xbox One, after 13 years, has been hacked / jailbroken / what's the appropriate term, Dib?
I think hacked is the appropriate term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing was unhackable. Like, it was thought to be full-blown unhackable for the longest time. And it's finally been hacked, which is, I don't know, I feel like this is a bigger deal than it's being made out.
It is. It is a big deal that it's made out, because the Xbox One, as mentioned, has been it's been considered the most secure console ever produced,
Yeah.
right?
Ever.
Because remember when it came out the same time as the PS4 era or generation, and the PS4, even though that was going okay for a while, it's well and truly been exploited now.
Yes.
you can run. I think you can pretty much, unless you have the latest firmware, you can mod or you can hack any PS4. But this Xbox One hack is interesting because it's not I'll call it a modern style hack. Like most modern hacks these
It's
days,
old school as.
yeah. You know, like a modern hack is like you put a USB stick in your console and you run a couple of scripts, and all of a sudden you go to some web page and then you click on this button, and then that like puts you into some type of userland exploit mode or something. This is definitely old school, right? It's the guy Marcus Gastellan, who is the security researcher that actually discovered this. He basically did it the old-fashioned way with glitching of various chips to kind of put the CPU in some kind of weird undetermined state, and was able to basically exploit the boot ROM. So when you turn on an Xbox One, and I'm not a security researcher, and I don't pretend I know anything about how this worked other than very surface level stuff. But what I do know is,
being honest,
when you turn on an Xbox One, the first thing that runs is the boot ROM. It's like there's like a chain of things that happen, right? The boot ROM runs first, and then everything else runs underneath it. Now, the boot ROM is extremely well protected, and Microsoft came out and said there are no software bugs with the boot ROM at all. Like, there's no way you can run some program to exploit it, right? So he decided, well, maybe I can do it via hardware methods, right? And that's what he was able to do. And even Microsoft themselves said that if the boot ROM is exploited, then the whole system, can be hacked basically. And so that was his approach, and he was able to exploit the boot ROM. And now he's able to run unsigned code. But what's interesting about this for me, there's a couple of interesting things about it, but the most interesting one is it allows us now to preserve Xbox One discs, right? Because you were never able to do that. So there are Xbox One games that are locked to the Xbox One, like they're exclusive titles, right? Yep. And it's now possible to just take dumps of those games, right, and preserve those. So right now the exploit only works for the original 2013 Xbox One, which I believe is the Day One edition, and maybe a couple of revisions after that. I have one, but like the later, like the Halo 5 Special Edition, and the Sunset Overdrive. I don't think they are, but apparently they're being looked at right now. The Xbox Series are not at the moment.
And One S and One X obviously not yet.
Not yet. I don't know if they will ever be, but there is ongoing research as to which other Xbox One models could be exploited. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Like, look, Microsoft. If your game console gets hacked 13 years after it's released,
you've done a good job.
You could say that, yes, they did have the most secure game console ever, right? Mm-hmm. So the security held up for all this time. So, they did the job basically. But yeah, it is an interesting story for sure.
Not only did it hold up for 13 years, yes, it's been hacked, but look at what you have to go through.
Oh yeah,
to hack it, and it's literally reduced to only like a couple of models.
Yeah.
So exactly. Yes, while it's been hacked, quote unquote, it's like, man, like I saw the image you had on your video, which we should put a link to in the chat. I saw the image you had on your video. Was that image what he had to do? Was that actually from?
Yeah, so there is, rather than put my video up, I would link to there's a video that it's linked. I've linked it in my description in my video, but it goes through the entire process of how he ended up hacking the Xbox One and running all the various tests. Like I said, it's very technical, but you get an idea of his mindset as to the things that he tried to do. Because he tried a bunch of different things, and he kind of failed on a lot of them. But so he kind of kept trying various ways to exploit it. And then, he was. And when you say the image, are you talking about the one where it's got the text where it says Microsoft Xbox One, do not hack, modify, reverse engineer?
Nah, the image I saw. I'm going back through your video. There's an image I saw, the Bliss hack. And it's got the motherboard there. You just see the raw motherboard with all this shit plugged into it.
Yep. So the actual hack itself, isn't that sophisticated. It requires. I mean, that was his ongoing kind of process, right? But it needs a Raspberry Pi, like 4 wires, and maybe some. I think you have to remove a couple of capacitors off the motherboard, but it's pretty straightforward to do. And I will tell you, Nick, I'm probably going to do it, but I'm kind of waiting for I'm waiting for someone to give me a step-by-step list.
A spare one?
Yeah, no, not a spare one. I'm more than happy to try it myself, but
on your day one edition?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, why not? What am I going to do with the Xbox One VCR?
He's not precious about such things, Nick. He's not you.
Hard drives and those things are all terrible.
Every
anyways.
console and box in mint condition
I would do
forever.
it
I
easily.
couldn't do that.
I got rid of every old device I have.
What are you going to
No
do with an
interest.
Xbox One? You don't use it anymore.
And their hard
no
drives
one
always
uses
die.
an Xbox One.
Yeah.
I kept a Minecraft Xbox One S. I've got it upstairs.
But that's not the same thing as a day one Xbox One. Just the black VCR, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's still a special edition from day one.
Yeah, you got the cute day one
Achievement.
Yeah, which you redeemed, right?
Yes, I have.
Because we all
I
did
have.
that.
Yeah, I have.
I mean, it's a cool piece of history, but like, I don't know. Like, I'm more than happy to take one for the team on this one. I'm opening that stuff up and I'm modding it as soon as I can get a good guide on it. So,
Okay.
but yeah, very very interesting news. There's probably going to be more that comes out of it.
Like you've done it. What does it enable you to do with the?
I mean, it doesn't really the practical uses in 2026. Not much, right? But
It's just the achievement of doing it.
yeah, and it just kind of look. The thing about hacking consoles is it opens up the door to do a lot of different things that the system was not intended for, right? Like, and I think a lot of people when they hack consoles, it's just to have that freedom to basically, you want to be able to dump your games and preserve them, right?
Run
and
Linux on a PS5 for fun.
Yeah, you want to run Linux on it. You want to transfer your save games. You want to cheat in video games, right? You want to do all that sort of stuff. You can. I'm not suggesting that all of it is stuff that I would personally do, but that whole concept of modding and hacking goes back to ownership. Like you buy an Xbox One or you buy a Switch or you buy a PS3 or a 4, whatever, it's yours, right? But like, is it really yours? Because there's end user license agreements and you can't do this and you can't do that, and so this kind of takes all that away. It truly is your system at that point. You have creative freedom to do whatever you want. So I think there's a lot to be said about that. So.
Fair. Okay. I was just curious, because like I think the last time I might have used like I want to say a Game Genie in like 1995.
I never used one of those.
Well,
like I've never
never had
hacked
one of
a device. I never had like.
So the last time I was on the show, we were talking about the Xbox, the Republic of Gamers Xbox Ally X, right?
Yeah.
And John, you were talking about a video that you made.
Oh yeah. I
were
used an emulator.
You were running emulators.
Yeah.
That is what a lot of people expect out of a game console. That you should be able to do that. Now, Xbox does have the developer mode thing, which you can do that, but the difference there is there's only a certain amount of power and CPU processing power they've given to that particular mode. This thing unlocks everything, so you have the full power of the hardware at your fingertips. So it's definitely different. Look, it's very niche. It's for a specific audience, but it just goes back to it's your hardware. You should be able to do whatever you want with it, and that's why
that's a fair point. Now, because Nick hijacked the showrunner and inserted this Xbox One hacks discussion,
I think it's a big deal.
Yeah, well, I feel it's only appropriate to bounce off of that onto a topic that is tentatively linked. And I'm curious on your thoughts on this, Dim.
Despite our rebrand, I still care about Xbox.
Yeah, you do, Nick. Asha still doesn't follow you on Twitter.
I am still very much the Xbox guy here.
We've obviously seen now GDC, Jason Rolls' big talk. They've come out and said it. The next Xbox is going to run your PC games and your Xbox console games. Now, one of the big I don't think concern's the right word, but one of the big challenges I think for Microsoft would be around security for this next generation of devices, considering they're going to enable any x86 Win32 app to run on this new device. In theory, like, what do you foresee are the challenges of this new path that Microsoft are taking? Do you approve of it? What do you think the security challenges are? I'm just curious on your thoughts.
I do approve of it. I think it's the natural evolution of where things are going. I mean, I don't love the idea of it's just a PC, but this is going to be a game console, right? So, I think they're taking the right steps here. If it's everything is to be, like his presentation and the way that we're interpreting that information is.
Yeah, of course. We're running on a few words here.
Right. But I think we're all kind of assuming that, it's going to be some type of x64, x86 system that runs both PC native and Xbox via back compat. So the security implications around it, it's a great question. Like, what would that look like? Like, if you're wanting to play 360 games and it's still kind of tied to your Xbox Live with achievements and stuff, then there has to be some type of checks and balances, right? To stop someone running cheat engine and just like
unlock everything.
Pumping in infinite money cheats into the game or something. So there's definitely some challenges there that I think they have to figure out. But on the flip side, if this is a PC, PCs love modding. Like, they love modding their games. They love replacing textures. They love tweaking things around, tweaking settings around. So you have to give them that ability. You can't just like wall off this entire thing and not let them have the ability to mod their games. PC modding is massive, right? So I don't know. It's going to be a very delicate balance to kind of get both of those things right. I don't know what they do, but I would suspect maybe the backward compatibility aspects of this new Project Helix would be in more of a walled-off sandbox area where it's difficult to get control over. But at the end of the day, if it is just a PC, type system that does allow you to run, let's say, Windows 11, right? I'm assuming it's very similar to the way that the Republic of Gamers Ally X has been set up, or maybe there's a little bit more of a customization path to it, but they have to kind of figure out how to secure all that stuff. So
yeah,
a lot of questions. Yeah.
Do you think that it is true backwards compatibility, or do you feel that is this just emulation on PC? Because Microsoft obviously have the keys to the kingdom to create a great PC-based emulator, right?
What's the difference?
Well, that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
to my knowledge,
emulated
there
now.
isn't one, but I've seen people being like, it's just emulation. And I'm like, isn't it already?
But it's emulation now.
Yeah, exactly. And thank you, Nick. I appreciate you said that, because a lot of people say these fancy words, right? They say translation layers, backward compatibility,
Hypervisor.
It's all emulation. Like, if you're playing a game that was not ever meant for that system to run on, you're emulating that game, right?
Yeah.
If I'm playing a 360 game on my Project Helix console, I'm emulating that game. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it a backward compatibility layer, a translation layer, a Power PC to x86 hypervisor. It doesn't matter. You're emulating the game. At the end of the
Nintendo
day.
literally just called it emulating for Switch on Switch 2. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, no, you're emulating. That's why some don't work right. We'll fix them.
There you go.
There have been a couple of exceptions to the rule throughout history, though, haven't there? Like the GameCube and Wii?
Well, the GameCube and Wii, I wouldn't necessarily call it emulation, because
it's not.
The physical chips on the motherboard.
Correct. That's what I'm saying is the exceptions where it's not emulated.
Right.
It's straight up hardware.
Yeah, you're just kind of flicking over to a different path on the motherboard to get access to backward compatibility features. Same thing with the PS2 and the PS3, the early PS3, right before.
Yes, had an emotion engine in there. The actual CPU was in there.
Yep. So yeah,
And I think PS1 to PS2.
yes,
Like a lot of the hardware was there on the PS2, which is why you
Right.
just popped the disc in and played it without any issues. Like, as far as I was aware, the Wii was essentially a GameCube just put into a different case.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Same thing with the DS and the 3DS to the DS, the DS to the Game Boy Advance. It has the GBA chips. Well, the early DS had the GBA chip on the motherboard. Nintendo's always, and they started out by doing that, right? They had previous hardware baked into the motherboard itself, so it's not really emulation, right? Like
No.
it's you have hardware on board, so
Yes.
that's a different thing. This though is emulation,
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah. You can call it backward
Yep.
compatibility all you like, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. But yeah, you're underneath the covers. There is some type of software that's taking this code over here, this Xbox 360 Power PC code, and it's translating it to x86, and it's recompiling shaders, and it's doing all the things it needs to do to make it run on PC.
And supposedly to get around some of the licensing, because it was made for this specific hardware, that's why they have some of this hardware going into RDNA 5, so they don't have to relicense everything. But outside of that, it's just running through the software stuff.
But that's also why behind the scenes you hear so many stories of, I had been hearing a lot of stories about both the PS5 and the Switch 2 in terms of BC and whether they're going to do it, whether they're not going to do it. They're struggling with some of it at some stage. Oh, now they're not struggling. They figured some things out because it is almost all just emulation. So that's why you rarely see 100% backwards compatibility anymore, because it is all emulation and there's no hardware involved anymore. So it's not as easy to be 100% backwards compatible. Like I think the GameCube to the Wii was the last time that we got straight up 100% backwards compatibility.
Not even
every
what
game
about
in the library.
what about Wii U to Wii games? Did they not have it?
Oh yeah, you might be right. Maybe the Wii to Wii U might have been the last.
No one
time.
had the Wii U.
Yeah, you might
so
be
I always
right.
forget about it.
Yeah, everyone forgets about the Wii U. But yes, actually, yeah, I think it was Wii to Wii U now that I think about it.
Well, that's why it's
Which
always-
was weird then that the GameCube was locked out of the Wii U.
The GameCube. Oh yeah, that again. I think they. Well, it was locked out, but if you hack your
Oh yes, you can hack the Wii U. Yes,
you can re-enable that feature. So
correct.
Yeah, so that's what I kind of go back to what I said about, hacking kind of opens up some freedom to do more on your system than what the manufacturer had intended. But yeah, I mean, no emulation is ever going to be 100% perfect, right? But I give credit to both Nintendo and Sony, and of course Microsoft, because they've been doing this for years. But all the BC on all of those are pretty good. Especially the Switch 2 stuff. Like, it's a lot better than initially I thought it would be. It came out of the gate. There was a couple of teething problems here and there, but for the most part, they've done a pretty good job getting that working. And yeah, it's probably close to 99% at this point.
Yeah.
Outliers.
I have a sneaking suspicion, or maybe this is more hope than suspicion, that that Project Helix will be more a console, an Xbox console that is able to run those PC stores and games, as opposed to more of a PC that's hiding everything, if that makes sense. Like,
it does, and I hope you're right, because I want that too. That's what.
Yes,
I would prefer that personally.
Yeah, when I was
and
listening
the only reason I
was just saying, I was listening to
What?
Jazz yesterday, and internally they consider it 100% a console. That's how
the only reason the only reason I think that and hope that is because of Epic coming out and publicly saying we are working with Microsoft to get our store and our app or whatever onto that next Xbox. That is the part that makes me think, okay, this thing is going to be more of like an Xbox Series X that can also run those PC stores. that is how I would want it and how I've always wanted it. I think that would be the better alternative. We have no idea, but that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I want a console. I don't really want a system. You know, if I set it up, it's just Windows 11 with Windows Experience on it or something. I'd rather have a dedicated console. And yeah, I mean, I think that's what it's going to be. So hopefully that's what we get.
Hope so.
What about if it's a Slopbox 365?
365, powered by Copilot.
I mean, I'd make a video review on it.
I'd watch that review.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Shit.
Okay. There's good chats. Good chats. All right. The big topic of this week, though, has been the yassification of all of our precious video games with NVIDIA's announcement and reveal of DLSS 5. Neural rendering that sees them overlay I'm paraphrasing here, photorealistic graphics and fidelity onto original human-made video game art. Interesting seeing this get unveiled for multiple reasons, from the initial like, whoa, look at this, to the this isn't good, to we shouldn't have said this was good, there's drama all over the place.
That was a
when we start
weird
unpacking
reaction
this.
video.
That is why I wanted Dim on, because I saw how much he loved the reveal of DLSS 5, and I'm like, mate,
as a strong proponent of the
we need
technology,
him on to counterbalance the potential hate that's coming for DLSS 5.
Dim's just going to disconnect and say, fuck these guys.
Look, I try to play devil's advocate when it comes to the AI slop thing, because AI is a tool like anything else, and how that tool is used, developer to developer, person to person, is going to vary. I think there can be nice uses for AI. There can be. And then there can also be bad uses as well. Now, I'm not a developer and I'm not intelligent enough to know what this DLSS 5 thing is doing. All I have seen since it's revealed, I've just tried to sit back and watch what's unfolding. So apparently, and this is the thing, I sent it to Jesse and I want to ask him about it because he's a developer who would understand these words more than I understand them.
I'm not a developer.
Sorry?
You said my name.
No, I know, but I sent it to you. I'm checking our DM now. So what has been revealed? Because a lot of people initially were like, oh, all this is doing is putting an Instagram AI slop filter over our video games. And people were like, no, it's all doing it on the existing geometry, and it's this, that, the other. And it's since been revealed. So let me find the tweet. So apparently what it's doing is, and these are the words, I don't know how to explain this in layman's terms anyway. It takes a single 2D frame with motion vectors as input to generate the output frame. What the hell does that mean?
It's just the way that DLSS has always done reconstruction. Like the motion vectors thing, that's been a part of DLSS for a while. That's not really that new, unless I'm missing some information. But that's kind of the information that DLSS has always needed to reconstruct frames, right? So the part that why don't you go back and tell me what your follow-up question is, because you have a confused look on your face. So. No,
because so there's a tweet that people are using as like a smoking gun, because a guy asked a NVIDIA person.
Essentially,
and the NVIDIA
what it is,
person,
Nick, is it doesn't know 3D space, and so it created hair in a spot where there wasn't hair, which is the generative AI part of it, where it doesn't actually know the full character model. It only knows what it sees. And so it is changing things. It's losing lighting. It's adding in textures and hair and stuff. And people, like, that is this is not the original game. Changed. It's the original game with, deep learning models recreating based on those models and not really off the character 3D render or anything. It's just what it sees. And like, why does Grace get that full makeup look? It's because a lot of these systems are built off of makeup tutorials and stuff that they yoink off of the internet.
Yeah, but that's just texture stuff.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is this tweet, this guy was asking an NVIDIA person, and the person's name's Jacob Freeman, and the answer he gives was, yes, DLSS 5 takes a 2D frame plus motion vectors as input. And they were all using it as some smoking gun for saying that, it's just the yassification filter. And I'm like, is that what that's saying?
It kind of is. I mean, with DLSS, you need like the motion vector, and you need like the color, the buffer, right? Like the actual image itself. And then what it does is it does that recreate. It does that reconstruction, right? So without it, you kind of, it wouldn't give you that upscaled look, that DLSS look. It'd just give you that shimmering look. And even now, depending on the amount of DLSS you've applied, like on a DLSS 4 or a 3, you still get that shimmer that comes through. But I don't know, dude, that just sounds like a bunch of marketing fluff to me. Like, I don't feel like that's the smoking gun of anything.
No, and that's what I got confused about.
Because the difference here is that DLSS was always about, there's a couple of different facets to DLSS, right? But it was always about rendering at high resolutions and high frame rates by reconstructing images and boosting performance and boosting frame rates and upscaling visuals to make things look and run better, right? This is a bit of a departure from that, I feel, right? Because they're not talking about frame rates that are running at 500 FPS anymore. They're talking about they call it like reconstructing lighting and stuff like that. And I think that's the part that got me really annoyed when I made my tweet, because I read the press release and I watched the videos, and they were talking about how it's got like this new kind of way that they recreate or reconstruct lighting in the game. But all I could see when I saw the Resident Evil 9 image of Grace was like, no, this is not lighting. I mean, it could be there could be some aspects that this is lighting, right? But they are fiddling with geometry in this. There's no two ways about it. It has to be, right?
Yeah.
If you take a look at the lips on Grace, right, they're different. If you take a look at the features
she's pouting
on some of the models, they're not the same. So geometry is being manipulated. And that's the part that really kind of bothered me, because they're not being honest with people about what this is, and to your point, Nick, I don't necessarily have a problem with this as a feature, because at the end of the day, you need two NVIDIA 5090s to run this, right? I have a 4080, right? Most people don't have a 5090. The target audience for something like this is probably about 0.5% of people in the world that have a graphics card that run games on Steam. So it doesn't matter to me. What I don't like is just how, I don't want to say dishonest, but just how the word salad around what this is. Just call it what this is. You're literally reconstructing these images and applying some type of generative geometry filtering over the top of the image. And yes, you are applying some new lighting to the scenes. No question about that. But I don't know. I just, that's the part that really kind of got to me.
I feel like they should have called it DLNR and not lumped it into DLSS.
Yeah.
Like if it was called
copied my tweet, didn't you?
Deep learning neural rendering.
Neural rendering, yeah. I put a tweet out a few days ago saying that.
Oh, I don't read your tweets.
A lot of the hate, I feel, could have been blunted had they made this a separate piece of tech called DLNR, because that was the only abbreviation I could think of, as opposed to lumping it under because the whole point of DLSS when it was first invented was to improve performance through the reconstruction of the resolution and all that sort of shit. That was the whole impetus behind DLSS. And as DLSS improved 2, 3, 4, that process got better and better and more efficient and whatever. All they've shown with DLSS 5, they didn't really talk about the resolution and improving frame rates. It was all about the AI filter stuff. And it's like, so if the goal isn't to improve performance through reconstruction, why don't you call this something else?
Well, technically,
it
could improve performance if you train the models up so much that then you just have a very basic texture, and this goes over it, and then you don't have to render that big texture.
You want to hear my thing about this?
Yeah.
If this tech is legit, right? Because NVIDIA, they always show off things, and sometimes you never see them, right? But if this is real, why couldn't we just put ourselves in these games? Like, and I'm serious, right? Why?
Like Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why are we stopping at just like making character models in video games look more generative AI looking, applying the AI slop filter on them? Why can't we just put ourselves in games and be the pro tag? Like, why stop it here? Why so that's the part that I don't know. I just really have an issue with this. I just don't like the word salad that has been spoken about this stuff. Just call it what it is. You're applying an generative AI filter on these character models in these scenes, and that's it. Yes, you are updating the lighting. The lighting in some instances looks better. I was going
to say, like Starfield, some of the lighting examples that they showed did look less flat. The detail in, I think it was Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered was like, okay, that's cool. But like, the thing for me is, there is an obsession in a lot of video gamers for photorealism. Like, and I dislike it because a photorealistic game in 2020, say, is going to look out of date by 2030. Whereas a stylized, well-realized, art-driven game, right, will look great forever and ever and ever and ever. In 50 years, it will still look fucking great. And this obsession with... And I feel like to the people that really love it, and I'm not criticizing you, like different horses for different courses, right? But that obsession for, it instantly looks more like a real person, so now I love it. It must be better. I don't feel like that's necessarily reflective and accurate as to how games are made, and it kind of just ignores the whole process going on behind the scenes of like how these things are even put together, the artists that design that character, with an AI filter literally replacing geometry and creating new aspects of a face that wasn't there before. That's not the same game anymore. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting.
The FIFA one got me because I follow Liverpool, and the FIFA clip they showed was of Virgil van Dijk, who's a very famous Liverpool player. And when they applied the filter over him, it was completely unrecognizable. It's not the same person. Like, it's literally not the same person.
And you say that, and I know people have been like, oh my God, the FIFA ones look amazing. And
they don't. They don't. Like, none of the players look like the players at all. They just look like generic AI slop character models. That's it. I don't know.
Look,
not
initially I wasn't sure if it was fiddling with geometry. The only time I thought it might be was I saw today a screenshot. Now, it was one of the examples it used was, what game was it where the two people were standing there in armor with their helmets off?
Starfield.
That was Starfield. So in the before picture, the guy's nose has a shadow that comes across a little bit. It's the shadow of his nostril. Now, obviously, the AI has mistaken the shadow, and when the AI filter went over it, all of a sudden he had a giant nostril. It didn't realize it was shadow. So he had this big giant nostril that I don't think anyone noticed. So it's like, well, hold on. If it's creating a huge nostril, then it must be fiddling with geometry, no?
It's interpreted. That's the thing. So that 2D smoking gun, it is taking a flat image, right?
Yes.
It cannot see behind the character. It's just
right. Yes,
and
yes.
it's taking the motion vectors, yes, but it is taking a flat image and then using its generative AI to interpret what it sees, analyzes it, and regenerates it with its new lighting and all this.
Right.
So there is a character as well that they show in Oblivion, and there's a glitch in Oblivion where their eyes are like this. They're like,
I think what's going to happen is when this comes out, if it ever shows up, there's a tool called RenderDoc, which is a very famous tool that a lot of 3D artists use. It's free, it's public domain. It allows you to capture a single frame in a video game or a bunch of frames, and then you can look at the rendering pipeline, right? And you can look at all the geometry. I think one of the first things that someone like Gamers Nexus and Digital Foundry are going to do, they're going to start capturing frames from RenderDoc, and they're going to compare the geometry side by side with each other. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be differences there. There's absolutely going to be differences there.
Well, just with the guy in Starfield whose nostril grows, he grows hair. Like it's there. There's now hair all of a sudden in a spot where there was a shadow before. Yeah, that's the thing from the breakdown video. That is his thumbnail. There's hair grew.
Yeah. It goes back to the publishers, because I think a lot of them come out and have endorsed this. They said, we're on board with this. This is awesome. That's great. The big CEOs, they love this stuff. Of course, they're going to say, yes, we endorse this. But the people that created these models, the artists, they're the ones that I think are just looking at this thinking, what on earth is happening right now with this stuff?
I feel like the only, as it is right now, as this tech has been revealed to us, I feel like the only place where it may have an impact that people won't completely hate it for is old games.
Yeah, and
where they won't completely hate it in really old games.
If you recall, this was, I don't know if my timing is correct, but I feel like it was before COVID or during that time frame. nVIDIA talked about some type of quick way that they could remaster games. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
yes, vaguely. Very vaguely. Yes.
They used like was it Oblivion or Skyrim? Like there was a game that they were talking about. They said if we can basically like remaster these games very, very quickly now. We have tech to do it.
Playing the video.
I think that this is the natural evolution of that. I just don't remember when they said it. And like what series of DLSS
2 years ago, the RTX Remix project.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think that this is the next kind of iteration of that project. So this is something they've been looking at for a long time. This is not new stuff that, but now that AI is a lot more powerful than it was 2 years ago, maybe the tech wasn't in the right space, or maybe they've had to pivot to start training these models and getting them on board with this stuff. But I think this is the next iteration of the RTX remix stuff, which
it actually just said it. It said AI enhanced textures or whatever. It literally just said that generative AI enhanced textures.
Yeah.
Yes, that this must be the final, maybe close to final evolution of that they mentioned.
And then they saw Aspire's remasters and saw the AI and that, and were intimidated by how terrible it is.
But I feel like that might be where its place is right now in terms of people not completely hating its guts. If people see it on old games and what it can maybe have positive impacts on old games, then more people might get on board with it, at least in that part, in that space.
Remix was a lot more work because it actually used the game assets the whole way. Like it wasn't just a filter on top of them, which is probably why they moved to this.
But now you just generate all that stuff with AI. You don't even need that stuff anymore. I don't know.
I think the Resident Evil 9 shot is what got people really up in arms. That was the one that did it. Because it literally under the surface, to the naked eye, it just looked like an Instagram. AI filter.
That is the other thing. All the faces look like those front lit. Like there's a Starfield guy who's wearing a hat,
Mr. Beast
and the shadow
thumbnails
disappears, and it's all just become like what we see on fucking LinkedIn. Ugh.
Context matters here. Like Grace Ashcroft, right? A very a lot of trauma, a lot of she's seen a lot of shit, like growing up as a kid and dealing with all the stuff in her life.
When you've played RE9,
And then you just add this filter over the top. It's like, what are we doing here? Like you're completely changing this character to be something that she was never meant to be in this game. And it goes back to the artists and the creation and the direction that this game was supposed to be. You're just taking an image or a model of someone and you're replacing it with something that supposedly looks more realistic and lifelike, but there's no context that has been provided to kind of compare each character with each other. And the Grace model is a perfect example of that. Like if you look at that picture, that image of her, she doesn't look like someone that's gone through hell and back, in her life and dealt with all sorts of traumatic experiences. She just looks like someone that's in like rainy Chicago and took an Instagram selfie, like you said, and just posted it. That's it.
As she's on the way to the hotel where her mom died, she made sure to get all did up at a local.
Dolled up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dolled up.
Now, you mentioned Digital Foundry earlier. Those guys have definitely taken the brunt of some of the discussion on this with their video. And, I think they've since released a...
Bad.
I don't want to say it was an apology video, but it kind of felt like one.
Well, it was a weird one because the apology was, if we knew you hate it, we wouldn't have said we liked it.
We would have hated it too.
Yeah.
That was the weird part about it. Yeah. So that my thing is, if opinions are like arseholes, yeah, everyone has one. And, as they say, there's no such thing as a right or wrong opinion. Now, Digital Foundry got the exclusive, I think it was.
Yeah, they were at
hands-on,
GTC.
whatever.
Yeah.
Preview of the
Not
of DLSS 5.
GTC. They were there for that. Yeah.
And they got an exclusive, and they were shown the tech and all this sort of stuff. And I think at least Rich's initial impressions were that he liked it. And overall, I don't think John was involved. I think Alex was sort of 50-50 on it. And I believe the other two were mostly positive or okay with it.
It was
they
Rich
put
and
out
Oliver under heavy NDAs, I'm sure. And I don't think Alex or John really knew about it.
And they put out their video, which was, I believe, a mostly positive video about it. And of course, as the internet does, the internet lost its fucking shit. And they started just going at him, death threats, the whole lot. As they do. And have been doing since 2009. And my concern is that Rich then put out that video. And that's why I said in my tweet, I'm hoping that I'm misunderstanding what he's saying here. Because in the video, he effectively says, hey, we were probably a little bit too quick to put this out. We were excited, this, that, the other. Maybe we should have waited to get the developer and community reaction or audience reaction. And I'm like, Your opinions are your opinions. You shouldn't change them to suit the audience reaction. I just feel like I don't think Rich realized what that apology video was actually saying, because their opinion should be their opinion no matter what. It shouldn't be swayed by what they think their audience wants to hear or how they think their audience will react to something.
I don't think that they intended it to come out that way. I think that we've been there, right? We've been there. The torrent of abuse that can come your way for saying something or putting a review out that people don't like or writing a report that people disagree with. And the human instinct can be to kind of put your shields up, put your guard up, be defensive. I don't think that they intended it to come out that way. But also, the original preview wasn't they were whoa, they were doing that, but they were also saying all the things that they should have saying, is that adding joy? They were asking those questions, but the tone of the first video was perhaps more positive in its kind of coming across.
But they shouldn't back down from that, though. If that was their initial impression, then they shouldn't back down from it. So, as an example, and I'm not trying to be a smartass here, we and Jesse got a lot of shit for our Redfall review, right? A lot of shit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if
damn
better than everything. Redfall.
Yeah,
better than Marathon.
Pretty much, yeah, basically the best game ever made. Now, I don't know if we got death threats over it. I'm not sure. Only Jesse.
No, the death threats were for liking and not loving Armored Core 6 because From Software fans are insane.
Oh, right.
That was like 3 months of nonstop.
But the point is that even though we got a lot of pushback for the Redfall review, we didn't turn around after the fact and go,
Sorry,
shit. Maybe we should have waited to see what the Metacritic was and adjust our score accordingly.
Funnily enough, I kind of knew what I talked to other people and I knew what a lot of them were going to give it. And I was like, wow, really? I have not had that many bugs and it's been very fun in co-op.
I agree with you, Nick. I think that you stand by what you post and you don't back down. You don't apologize. Yeah. I mean, the thing that I remember the first thing that ever happened was when they changed the Mass Effect 3 ending. And look at what happened there. If you guys remember, I love Mass Effect. So I remember when Mass Effect 3 came out, people were like furious of the ending, absolutely livid. And EA bent the knee, BioWare bent the knee and said, don't worry, we're going to change it. We're going to fix it. They fixed it, but it wasn't any better. And people were still upset. And that, for me, that's the lesson. Don't just, the story that you've written should be the story. You shouldn't go back and have to modify it because you've had to, you've received death threats or your entire community seems like they're turning against you. Just, I
stand by it.
I think you stand by your words, and I commend you guys. Like the Redfall video, I honestly, I personally shake my head, and I will tell you, I co-op that game with Nate, RGT, and Spawnwave. We went through the whole game, and we were like, how the F is this an 83 or whatever? but I respect you guys for not backing down and saying, oh, we messed that up. We're going to give it a 6 or whatever. That's what I would have given it. So there's definitely something to be said about that you stand by your words. And I think that's very important, especially to maintain kind of credibility and respect within the industry. But on the flip side, Digital Foundry, I think they should have held that video a little longer than they did, I think they were very quick to get that video out as quickly as they possibly could.
But what difference would it have made if they had held it? If the content is the same, then what difference would holding it have made?
Maybe just giving them a chance to soak it in a little more rather than just get like.
Yeah, I'm completely understanding where you're coming from.
For them to kind of let it marinate a little bit, you know what I mean? Go back and rewatch. Like I've made YouTube videos very, very quickly, right? And then like the next day before I've released it, I've gone back and rewatched, and I was like, I'm going to tweak a couple of things here and there because I'm not happy, or maybe my opinion has changed, or maybe I feel differently about it. You go to one of these NVIDIA events, GTC, whatever, mate, they're whining and dining you. You know what I mean? Like they're I'm not saying it was sponsored or anything like that. I want to be very clear, you're there. They're showing these flashy graphics cards, these big games. You've got big screens. You're trying to get as much information as you can in as little as time as possible because you probably only have a couple of hours. You're capturing footage, or you're preparing notes. You go back to the office and you quickly shoot the video and you make it. Sometimes you just got to breathe a little bit. Sometimes you got to just sit back and be like, all right, let's go through everything. Let's review everything and see what we really think about this. It's very easy to get enamored by flashy graphics and flashy tech. That's why E3 was such a big thing for so many years. You had the big bright lights, you had the big music, you had everything. You had the big games on the big screens, the big announcements, like those types of things. That's why the Game Awards is so big, right? Like most of the announcements at the Game Awards they're not great. Like the average, like High Guard, remember that? I mean, like, but the
New
way
Wonder
that these
Woman.
things are presented, people get very, very excited about stuff like this. So I think you really that's why I said maybe they should have just sat on it for a bit. I'm not saying their opinions would have changed, but maybe they would have if they had a few days just to let it sink in, let it breathe, and then maybe formulate a better response at the end of the day.
That is a far better explanation, and that is why my tweet said, "I hope I'm misunderstanding Rich here," because the choice of words in that apology video just made it sound like, "Hey, we should have waited for the audience reaction and the developer reaction before saying something." That to me sounds like, "Oh fuck! If we had known you guys hated it, we probably would have hated it too."
Yeah.
That might not be what he meant. That's just how it sounded. And it's funny, we talked about Jeff Grubb earlier. Isn't it funny how you speak of the devil and the devil appears? Like, we talked about Jeff losing his crown as one of our most frequent guests. And there he is in the chat. I can't even remember the last time Jeff was in the chat.
There you go. He's heard. He's like,
His ears were burning.
The ears were burning.
It's funny though, Dim, like the way you put that, because and I a couple of salient examples I think is like in my professional career when I used to work as like an account manager, I'd get pissed off and I'd write an email, right? And I would never send the first email, all right? I would
sit
walk
on
away.
Sit on it, right?
Yeah.
You sleep on it.
I think that in terms of like circling all the way back to like video game reviews in general and all that discussion, I think when you're starting out in this space, if I rewind 5-6 years ago and like a big publisher's like, here you go, sign this NDA, there's an excitement as a gamer, not as I'm a professional critic. There is just an excitement, and it takes a little while to kind of like put that to one side completely, I think. And like the most recent one for me was Planet of Lana 2. I had a month to sit on that game for a review, and if I'd have rushed it, I think it would have been a little bit different. But I had I got to play through it twice, nearly 3 times, and I really sat and I thought about how I felt about it. And I think that's a perfect way of putting it, because the more time you have to kind of, the better, I think, better formulated your opinions can become, rather than rush.
For sure. And I agree. I don't think Rich's apology video was just more confusing than anything else. Because now it kind of poses more questions about, well, what happened? Why did you decide to do this? But I think ultimately, they're getting death threats and stuff like that.
That's
and maybe
crazy.
Maybe they should make the video and say, hey, but I don't know. I agree. You don't back down. You stand by your words and you move on. And I think that's what they should have done. But I'm not them, and I wasn't in that situation, so I don't know how I would have reacted personally, but I probably wouldn't have made a follow-up video.
So quick. I think John, bless him, I mean, like, I hate
those
using
tweets
this
are now
phrase,
deleted. Those
like,
tweets are now deleted.
He clearly didn't know. He then reacted very emotionally, and that also created a kind of rough look for that team, right? Because you've got a prominent, well-respected member of the team going, what the fuck? And almost, flipping his desk. Like, I was not consulted. I didn't know, blah, blah, blah. I'm paraphrasing. Like, that also looked really rough and added to this noise that surrounded these guys. But at the end of the day, anyone sending death threats over fucking video games is mental. And it's just, don't do that. It's just video games, folks.
Why send death threats over anything?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Why send death threats?
I send them to you all the time from my burner accounts, Nick.
Like, I don't understand how people can be that psychotic.
Nick, don't send death threats. Send nudes. That's what Nick wants to see.
That's right.
All right.
With the DLSS 5 filter over them.
Yassified nudes. It's interpreted this shadow as an extra 4 inches.
Yes. I'm going to run it over all of my nudes.
Yeah, right. I bet. Anyway, those are the 2 big stories. There's some other things to talk about, though. We have an announcement for Minecraft Dungeons 2 announced today during Minecraft Live. It did leak.
Formerly Project Spicewood.
Yeah,
That leaked a full year ago. Project Spice.
Yeah. It's coming out at the end of this year, fall 2026. It says. Cool.
There is
coming to everything.
there is only one way I will get on board with this game, and that is if it's not fucking hard as balls like the first game was. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
I'm playing Diablo 3. I shouldn't say I'm playing as in playing right now, but I own Diablo 3 on PlayStation 4, and I have put a certain number of hours into that game, and I have not died once in Diablo 3. Minecraft fucking Dungeons, I died like 30 times. That game is so hard, but it's aimed at children, and it is so insanely difficult. And I'm just like, what were they thinking making this game so hard? So I'm praying that Minecraft Dungeons 2 is not that hard so I can actually enjoy it. I love that it has like the proper cross play and cross save.
Yeah, it's the first Xbox Play Anywhere Minecraft thing.
Oh, but it's got it like the first one had proper cross progression between platforms. If you logged into your Xbox Live account, it was great the way they did it. I just want this game to not be so hard. It's nutso. Like all like, because both my kids started playing it as well, and they just jumped off it straight away because it was so difficult. They just kept dying. I'm just like, bro. You guys need to tweak that difficulty. Like, this needs to be baby easy. Like, it needs to be. It's a Minecraft dungeon crawler. It needs to be baby easy.
I know you say that, but it had like over 20 million players and was absolutely beloved.
I mean, my son has an absolutely insanely leveled character, mate, that dominates. Like, maybe you're just shit.
Your kids are
just
bad at
out
games
there.
like you, and so you're all afraid of any type of difficulty. I know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You don't find it odd that I've never died in Diablo 3?
No, Diablo 3 is very easy until you get to like the Inferno levels. It's meant to be.
Anyway, another Xbox first-party game for 2026, which is kind of nuts, coming to everything. Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and of course...
Which makes sense. The first one was like that, and that was before all of this stuff had started. So, yeah, that totally makes sense.
Minecraft will always be everywhere.
They also announced a Minecraft theme park called Minecraft World coming to Chessington World of Adventures here in the UK.
Is that close to you?
2.5 hour drive, something like that, 3 hour drive. It's okay, I guess.
Interesting
My son
choice
would
of
probably
location.
love to go that. Yeah, you know.
It had been announced before, but now like it's ready because like there was some stuff people had shown. They've done like live events in London, and they had talked about doing the theme park, but now we actually get like where it is, what it's going to be, and all this, the type of things you can expect in it. It'll be neat.
Yeah,
it'll be a lot of money.
I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, I just found the UK an interesting choice of location. Is the UK known for its theme parks?
Chessington, Alton Towers, yeah.
What else is there?
Well, the UK's very small, mate.
I know.
Little island, yeah.
That's why I said it was an interesting choice.
Hey.
I just would have expected somewhere in the US. I don't know. Hell, even Australia.
Nobody wants to come here anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, America.
Okay.
Other news. You've put some sales stuff in here. Do we have to talk about sales things?
No, we don't.
Okay, good.
No,
What
we don't.
sales thing did I put in
CD
there?
Projekt Red revealed Project Hadar. They didn't reveal it. They mentioned it in a financial document, and everyone's like, "Ooh."
Where is this?
It's in a financial document, Nick.
It's not even in the showrunner.
It is in the showrunner, isn't it?
Is it? No.
Is it?
You're
No,
on,
it's
you're on
not.
headlines, aren't you?
I'm on headlines.
What are you
That's why
looking
I'm
at,
going
Yeah, I would
mad.
say I did not put any.
I've gone mad.
I did not
I'm
put
mad with power.
any sales things into the podcast one. There's
My bad.
the big one, which I was surprised you skipped, is the
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, the big one, the other big drama of this week is Subnautica 2. The judge ruled after the original CEO and his colleagues were fired by KRAFTON the guys that got fired took KRAFTON to court, and the judges ruled you must reinstate this CEO, and the $250 million bonus that KRAFTON were allegedly trying to dodge is now back on the table.
How were they trying to dodge it, John?
They spoke to ChatGPT and asked for
very
best ways
specific
to
person.
dodge.
Yeah, the CEO of KRAFTON, against all the advice of his lawyers, went to ChatGPT and asked it, how can I avoid spending all this money? That contractually I am locked in, I must. So of the 3 people that were fired, 2 of them weren't really working on stuff. So the judge is like, they don't have to be reinstated. Main guy does. Main guy unbelievably pissed because they gave it an early access release date without his input after all this had happened. And so now he's taking them back and being like, what the fuck? They were like, it's going to come out in May. And he's like, I have no idea what state the game's in. No, it's not. So
It's mad.
And it is a Game Pass game.
Mad story.
It's the weirdest video game financial thing that's blown up like this that I can remember, because originally the whole thing was like, oh wow, they wouldn't be this public if they didn't have stuff. Turns out they didn't, and boy.
Yeah, because
Real
initially
bad.
KRAFTON were like, we've got receipts, and everyone was like, ooh. Yeah.
When we first covered it, we were
Carnage.
like, in this situation, they would not normally be this public saying stuff unless they really had receipts. But they didn't.
They did
When
not
was
have
the
receipts.
Game Pass deal announced?
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was before all this.
Oh, okay.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say it.
From my memory, it was well before this happened with the Game Pass deal. Because the first game's been in Game Pass before.
No, I know, but a part of me wonders now, with everything going on, a part of me wonders now if someone took that Game Pass money and
Run.
did stuff they shouldn't have done.
No, supposedly nothing happened. Like nothing actually bad happened. It was just him trying to get out of giving them 250 million. Like that is supposedly it. There was nothing else to it. That's what the judge has said. It's like, nope, you did not have cause to fire them. He's back.
Wow.
You were just literally going to ChatGPT and asking it, how do I not spend this money?
Okay.
It's very stupid. It's as dumb as you can imagine.
It is pretty dumb. Other news saw the Wave 2 for Game Pass get announced for the rest of this month that brings Absolum to Xbox and Game Pass Ultimate subscribers. I've not played Absolum. I now have code. I want to play Absolum. Nick, we're going to do a co-op review?
Probably not.
What?
Probably not.
What? For your fans. For the fans out there. For the patrons that you love. And the members.
I have Absolum on Steam.
Yes, that's where
I
John
don't like reviewing games on PC at all.
You can just
But
play
what
it
if
with
you were
and John will
reviewing
do
it
the
on
work.
your Republic of Gamers, Asus, Xbox Ally X, Windows 11 handheld gaming PC?
I know, but it's on Steam. It's
gonna
on
ask the
Steam is
question.
what I'm saying. So I can play it there, but trying to do a review of a game through Steam is hell.
It's not.
It
You don't
is
have to
for
do.
me.
You don't have to do the beta code or anything like that anymore to get into the branch.
I know,
It's publicly
but it's not just
available.
that. Like for Marvel Cosmic Invasion, even just trying to record footage, this, that, the
I'll
other,
record all the
of
footage.
it,
I just need
all
you to
of
be
it
my co-op partner.
was hell.
John will do all the footage. You know, all you
I'll
do
do all
is
the
play.
footage, mate.
You
No
play, you do
stress.
a little writing.
Yeah, you do.
It's
you
a
just play
10-hour
it,
game. You don't even have to play it that long.
Write it up. Special Nick reports.
You also have to be done within 5 days because that's when it comes out on Xbox.
A special Nick review.
Fucking good luck with that.
It's literally a night or two to beat the whole thing.
Good luck with that.
What?
We'll see how we go.
Oh,
We'll see how we go.
sorry, patrons and members that were begging for another special Nick review. I tried for you.
Got Invincible Versus coming, Super Meat Boy 3D. Got a lot of other stuff I've got to worry about.
Fair enough.
Old games aren't really on the menu.
Okay.
It'll be brand new on the platform you say you care about.
I think this is worth a bit of discussion. Also, earlier this week, we saw the announcement of a new wave of feature updates for Xbox
Yeah.
consoles
Yeah.
Yes, Microsoft, you've remembered they exist. We've got custom colors for Xbox Insiders. We've got more groups being able to be pinnable on home. And after 6 years, we can finally disable quick resume per title, which means all those online check-in games can have it turned off once and for all. Fantastic news.
Could I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does that free up any space on your drive? Because that's like a save state or something, isn't it?
Yeah,
No.
right? Maybe it does.
No,
I
it still
don't
has
know.
the same reserved space.
What's the point then? Just leave it on.
It's
It
annoying
breaks
for like if you
some
loaded up
games.
a
Yeah,
an
I
online
do it
game
all the time. Like when I play rematch after I finish with the boys, I just turn the Xbox off, and every time I go back in, they always get annoyed at me because I always get
Yes.
I can't reconnect. I have to quit the app and come back.
One of
Correct.
the only
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
that ever worked was State of Decay 2 would actually work and reconnect every time. And I always wondered what their black magic was for that.
You know what worked for me once somehow, and I didn't even know I'd left it in quick resume because I never do? Rocket League. So I came back to Rocket League once, and it reconnected. I'm like, huh? Is that a thing now? And then I tried it again one more time, and it did not reconnect. So it must have been just this freak one-off occurrence, because I always just quit online games. I don't put them in quick resume because I know they don't work. So I've just naturally gotten into the habit of quitting them. But then when Rocket League worked once by accident, I was like, hello, are you telling me I can leave Rocket League in quick resume? That would be amazing. But no, you cannot. What I think the more interesting part of this story, more so than just the features themselves, which are very good, the part I find interesting is the implications of the fact that Asha has been there for 2 weeks. And already stuff like this has happened.
and it was done
2 weeks.
in these 2
It was
weeks.
genuinely 2 weeks. It was. It's not like, oh yeah, it's been in the works for 6 months and now it's been completed in the last 2 weeks. No. They started and finished in the last 2 weeks, which begs the question:
What the fuck's been going
what
on?
the
at
fuck
Xbox?
was happening for the last?
Again,
However
Jez
many
and
years.
Rand talking about it quite a bit, and Jez, and we've seen it on the Windows side, where they've completely rebuilt the Windows hierarchy. They've completely rebuilt the Xbox hierarchy, and both of them seemingly, and according to there was a report that's fully locked behind a paywall, so I can't tell, but essentially they have shifted from the thing we all hated, which is make cuts, up your margins. And that has shifted in Xbox now to invest and grow, which is they're literally the polar opposites. Like that they've done the thing everyone was desperate for them to do and not do the 30% margins and instead remember, hey, we've got 2 things for consumers. Everyone's shitting on them nonstop. Our trust in each is in the toilet. And the actual impetus behind that was when Satya Nadella's CEO role shifted from being in there deep with the devs, trying to figure out how to make AI something anyone wants, to backing off, being more the guy who oversees everything, and finally recognizing, the things everyone in the Xbox division kept telling me about video games are right. People hate this shit, and we've really pushed way too hard in all these dumb ways to pay for AI. Let's actually turn around and start investing in it again. And they're looking for both the wording, because they know the wording only goes so far. They then immediately, instead of all our UI people are focused on getting Windows, Xbox to feel good, into we have all these consoles, let's actually make them feel like we care about them again, which is very nice to see. Hopefully they keep it up.
Yeah, I hope so, but I feel like a lot of the damage is done now. That's why this was such an odd thing to me. That out of nowhere, it's like, oh, look at all these console features. And look, we're going to make Windows even better now. And we're going to do this to Windows and that to Windows and make Windows nicer. And I'm like, where is this coming from? You haven't given a flying fuck about this for the longest time.
I tell you where it's coming from. They're not making the money that they wanted to make.
Do you know what I think?
I don't want to be a cynic. Like, yes, I think that consumer sentiment is definitely playing a part in it. When you've got, like, I remember Satya doing a speech about Windows and be like, I want to get away from people needing to use Windows to wanting to use Windows. And I was like, where the fuck did that mentality go over the last half a decade, man? Like, where has that gone? Because, like, you've just thrown shit at Windows to the point where Windows 11 is just this mess of a operating system. And look, I'm a power user, but I don't struggle with it particularly. But it's constantly trying to throw Copilot at me. And the reality is, and maybe I'm speaking for myself here, but the majority of consumers don't want this shit. And I remember we had a conversation about making a gaming-centric version of Windows that is purely for the people that are power users that just want to run their video games in a super fucking way. And there's the whole Xbox mode thing. I have to wonder if they're realizing that if you bring on and you cater towards the hyper engaged, the power user, the people that really want the best of the best and all of this, they will evangelize for you. And they've just ignored doing anything like that for the longest fucking time. Yeah. I'm not complaining that they are now potentially starting to do it, but I would just gently remind everybody, Microsoft are not your friends. Don't believe everything that you read about them and take everything at their literal word. Like, proof's in the pudding for me now. Like, are they actually going to make Windows better? Are they actually going to genuinely invest in console in this way? Let's see. Like, give them the benefit of the doubt. New team.
When there's new leadership that comes in, they always want to make some statement early on, right? Like, and I think what happened here with Asha is she probably asked, leadership there and said, what are some of the things that are on the back burner that we can bring out for some quick wins here? And maybe these features were something that have been talked about, discussed. Maybe there was some type of iteration on these and they have been made available internally, but they weren't quite ready to release. Maybe one of the things she's turned around and said, hey, can we get these things as quickly as we can and let's get them out there because it's going to be really good for everyone. So I think that something along those lines has happened here. I don't think it's like she started day one and she told developers, hey, I need this like 2 weeks from now. I think it was more of a case of what are some of the things that we can give back to our customers right now that we can offer them. And that's what they came up with.
Yeah. It's good though. I'm all for it.
And intimated there's even more that there
I wish they would just give us that space back because especially if you have a Series S, like if you can disable quick resume, you should be able to free back a ton of space, right? That especially if you play single player games.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's interesting though.
I don't know.
It will quick resume come back on Project Helix.
I mean, I love the feature. Hopefully it does. I mean,
better.
For multiplayer games, it's kind of wasted on that. But like for single player stuff, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's awesome.
It better come back.
Yeah.
It better bloody come back. I use it all the time.
So do I.
Yeah. PC though, isn't it?
Like it's literally perfect for, hey, I am playing, like now this is what's frustrating, right? So on PS5, we don't have it. So I used to always play Fortnite on my PS5, but now I can't because I have God of War, Sons of Sparta and suspend resume. And I'm not interested in like quitting out of that game, and because sometimes it's a Metroidvania, so sometimes there's no save point nearby, and I haven't saved for a while, so I keep the game in suspend resume.
I did that with Returnal. What? Remember when it came out? Because if you die, you lose everything, right?
That's right.
So I kept Returnal in a suspended state for weeks until I finally got around to beating it.
And that's what's annoying about not having it.
I feel it.
Like, I've got a mate, Masaid, who we play Fortnite together normally on PS5, so we just jump in a party chat. But the last few times I've played Fortnite with him, I'd be like, hey man, I've just got to jump on my Xbox now. so that I can play with you and we can just do the in-game party chat because I've got Sons of Sparta and Quick Resume. And that's why when I see people on Twitter shitting on Quick Resume and say, who would use Quick Resume? Lots of people, like who play lots of games. It's like, what do you mean?
It's a godsend for me where I'm diving between different things. Like,
it's the greatest.
If Sony drops a firmware update, which they probably have during that time, Nick, your
that's right.
Suspend is toast anyway. It's gone.
That's right. It's so frustrating. Like, I wish Sony would copy it. This is the beauty of competition. I want Sony to copy this. It is a fantastic feature. Please copy it. And don't get me wrong, suspend resume on PS5 and Switch 2 and PS4 works flawlessly for me. I love them. But quick resume, as someone who does mix between his single-player games and the multiplayer Black Hole games, quick resume is just the greatest thing ever. Like, I can be playing, I don't know, Doom Eternal, South of Midnight, blah, 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 blah. And then if someone comes and goes, let's play a few games of Rocket League, I can just go, yep, cool. Jump straight across and go back. And it doesn't interrupt anything. It's just,
it's good times.
It's the fucking greatest. It's so good. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I had said that I hope Asha is that person that actually can stand up to the higher ups and do the things that need to be done. I hope. I don't know. It just seemed like an odd on the dime pivot. Like on a dime pivot to suddenly, let's get all this stuff working. And I just wonder how much of it was inspired by things being in the shitter publicly for Windows and Xbox.
I mean, I don't think she's oblivious to that. Like, she's going to have been told, everyone's mad at us. Like, to some degree, surely. Now, I'm conscious of time because Dim's got to go in like less than 30 minutes. So I just wanted to quickly...
18 minutes.
18 minutes, there you go. I did say less than 30. I didn't want to like hold you to it. Quick one. PlayStation phasing out the PlayStation Network branding, and apparently, like, people are already seeing it's disappeared from like.
This is weird too.
If you go to the PlayStation status page now, the PlayStation's internet network infrastructure, which I think most of us would just call their network, it just says PlayStation Network, and that was down a lot today.
Yeah,
like I'm trying to understand the logic behind this. Like,
they're just unifying under one brand. So you just say,
but it is still PlayStation.
Yeah.
But hold on, like Xbox Live, that's old branding, right?
Correct.
No one calls it Xbox Live anymore. So I think they're just doing the same thing because PlayStation Network has been around since like 2007 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I just feel like it's like they're rebranding it and they're probably going to raise prices. I mean, that's what they're going to do, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah,
they'll chuck in Crunchyroll and other things.
Yeah.
Funnily enough,
some ultimate tier.
If you want to check out the Xbox network status, it's still Xbox-Live status, but it just says Xbox status. It doesn't say Xbox network or live or anything. And when you go to the PlayStation one, I'll bring that up, it just says PlayStation, whereas it used to say PSN status.
I just think I found it confusing because it's saying PlayStation Network, and it's like, but that's what it is. The online of PlayStation is the PlayStation Network. That's what it is. It's not, for me, I never saw it as branding per se. Even though there is branding, don't get me wrong, I never saw it as branding because that's what their online network is. It's
it
the
just says
PlayStation Network.
This used to say PlayStation Network. Now it says PlayStation. And it's back up. It's working.
Everything's okay.
As to those rumors of a PlayStation subscription that's all in one, I leaked that years ago. They've been talking about that for years. That's why they were buying up all the anime, and that's what the plan was to have. And I think because I timestamp all my rumor mills and stuff, I literally say I liken it to Apple One subscription, which has everything Apple under one umbrella. That is what PlayStation have been planning for years, like an all-encompassing, all-in-one subscription, because they have so many services. They have movies, they have music, they have anime, they have games, they have everything. that's something they've been planning for years. Years
There
and
you go.
years. God, I got the DM for that back in like 2021. And they've sort of dabbled here and there, and they've poked at it and done different iterations of it. But I think now that they own everything they own and they've got whatever, I guess it might finally come to full fruition sometime soon. I don't know. But yeah, I just initially found this weird because the network is the network. That is what it is. That's why I just found it strange.
Marketing and naming conventions, like name a better pairing. Now, I'm conscious of time, so and I know that there is at least 1 to 2 questions that are relevant to Dim here. So
Are
we're
they?
gonna, yep. There's one from good old Collingwood at the end on the forum.
Speaking
and
of,
there's-
that ding was literally good old Collingwood's super tip of last week. I did a quick pick on the lotto and promised myself I would 10% of my winnings to day one. Here you go.
Oh, thanks.
How much did you win?
$3.83 Aussie bucks, or it might be my bucks.
Oh, okay.
How much? 183.
$3.83. He's
Oh,
not
oh.
Kevin S., who last week did do $150 and made us all eat
Yeah.
beans. Gross
It's true.
beans.
Yeah.
But yes, it is. It's been a pleasure having you, Dim. So before we let you go, we'll chuck a
Yeah,
couple
why are
of
you off in
community.
such a hurry? You know our show
Man's
goes
got
long.
things to do.
It's Saturday night.
PM here. I got dinner. I got
leave him
stuff to do
alone.
tonight.
Jeez, honestly.
It's not Sunday morning and I'm just chilling having a coffee. I got stuff going on, mate.
It's this fucking guy. I'm so sorry,
So
Dim.
what were the
I'm
two
gonna-
questions,
one.
John?
Have my own podcast and get you on Saturday night.
He won't do it.
Yeah.
He'll be
6
like, "Oh, I
o'clock.
can't. I'm too busy.
Give me $150.
Too busy."
I'll do it. You know,
Dude, if you
while
pay
you're
me.
here, when you come down here, you should do an episode and you be on this computer here and I'll be on this one here. We'll
wanna
do a
do it?
live in-person one and you'll see me in Dim's background. Oh, shit.
So what are the questions,
yes.
John? Is it
It is.
itzFinn?
It is that time in the show where we like to say big thank you to all of our supporters, from our members to our patrons to our YouTube members and everything in between. You guys make the show what it is, and the support that you give us day in, day out, month in, month out means we get to keep doing what we do, and we really appreciate you and love you a big lot. The quick community questions to throw at Dim before I let Nick take over is we've got one here from good old Collingwood who says,
Yep.
"Hello, John. Do you want to read it? I know that this
Is
freaks
it
you out.
the
if
one
I
on the
start reading.
forum? The one on
Yes,
the forum, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Dim. I have an original Xbox One, the VCR. I also have glasses with lenses a centimeter thick. My PTSD makes my hands shake like an 8.0 Richter scale earthquake, and I always pick a soldering iron up at the wrong end. Would you recommend me doing the Xbox One hack you featured earlier this week? Or to summarize, how practical is the Xbox One hack for most people?
Okay, so right now it's still very much, I would call it a something that I wouldn't do at this time, but there's always going to be someone that streamlines this process and makes some type of modding kit available, like basically just a parts list that you can buy like on eBay and stuff like that. As far as your second question or your first question about soldering and stuff like that, I'm a 52-year-old Greek man. I wear reading glasses. I can't see shit for soldering myself. But one thing I do recommend is there's these really fancy new electronic magnifying glasses now, where you can basically it's almost like a microscope, but it's more of a magnifying glass where you have a big screen and you put your PCB under it and you can zoom in and then you can do your soldering work that way. It's very, very handy for old people like us. So I would recommend you do it that way, but I wouldn't do anything with the VCR right now. I would wait until this process is more streamlined. It was literally just released last week, and usually the community moves very fast, and they'll offer, some. Maybe there's a better way to do this. I saw that with the Xbox 360 hack with the USB stick. That thing literally it took like 30 minutes to exploit your 360. You put the stick in the drive, and you just sit there waiting, and the lights were flashing and stuff. They got that down to like less than a minute. So I would expect a better process to come from this. So I would hold tight at this point.
Cool. Was there? I've gone through the questions. There was none other that was. I didn't see any others that were specific for Dim.
The only other one that was somewhat linked, and just because Dim might have some really good ideas, was question 2 on the form from Jay Foley.
Okay, Jay Foley. Hey guys, with the recent update the dashboard is receiving, I want to ask you 4 really, what would be a feature you guys would like to see added to the current Xbox dashboard? Who knows, maybe Asha sees this and it's done in 2 weeks, lol. Have a good night, guys. It's a good question. I don't know if there's much genuine. I mean, as you guys all remember, I was like all on the 4K train. It was pissing me that the dashboard was 1080p for the longest time.
Easy answer.
What?
Make the dashboard HDR.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
I don't even care that
How
it
is
looks
that
better.
not a thing?
I don't care that the dashboard will look better. I care that it will stop flashing every time I open an HDR game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm fed up with the black screen switch.
I want that, but I also I hate that thing where it installs a game or an update and it sits there and it's like it takes like another minute or so for the game to they're finishing this up thing. Like,
I better go half an hour.
I hate that stuff. Where it takes so much longer than normally you think it's going to take. So,
yes. What is that finishing up thing? I feel like that's a semi-recent thing.
I don't know.
It used to be fast. Like, it used to be very quick. It was always there, but it would say, download 100%, finishing up, gone. Now, sometimes it just hangs for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Like, I did it with a Call of Duty update recently, and it sat there for like, I swear it was like 10 minutes, just saying, finishing this up. And I don't know what it's doing. Like, is it validating all the files, making sure that everything has been downloaded? Is it applying some type of security around it?
It's weird, isn't it?
I don't understand. But that and HDR would be the 2 that I would like.
I don't know if I can really think of. I mean, it'd be nice to have all my groups back again on the dashboard like I used to have, but I think we're getting that now, aren't we?
Yeah, you can have 10.
Yeah, so we're going back now to having all our groups on the dash like we used to have. So that's not really a new feature. That's bringing back one that
bringing
was
back an old feature to
there.
when they. I think Eden said they had changed a lot under the hood when they did that new UI refresh that really pushed Game Pass and everything. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like all the new colors. I saw there's even gradients now. It looks really nice.
Yeah, it's a full-on RGB color wheel we can pick from.
Yeah, that's really cool. I don't think I can think of any other features that I'm like, but like I feel like the dash is in a fairly good place at the moment. I feel like.
Yeah.
The main thing would be
really comes to mind.
The fixing the search, which is always a friggin' thing. Store search is still shit, and mainly discoverability in it, just for their own sales, is really bad in the store. It can be very hard to find sales in there. Like when they're having a big publisher sale, or they have a big indie thing and they're pushing indie games, and you still have to click in through like 4 levels of the store to find it if it's not advertised on the front page.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Cool.
And with that, like, Dim, if you need to bail, we'll finish off these community questions a little bit after you've gone. But thank you so much for jumping on and joining us once again.
Yeah,
always a pleasure, gentlemen. And if I'm not on before, Nick, I will see you in Melbourne later this year.
See you in August.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Nice
Looking
one.
forward to
Thank
it.
you, Dim.
Catch you guys
Thanks,
later.
Dim.
Bye.
Bye. And then there were 3.
Why has this changed? It would have worked perfectly if that hadn't somebody pressed the button on the fucking thing. The hell?
It's like a little chin and an eyeball and a nose.
Now, let's get Jeff Grubb in.
Well, he's watching the Red Wings and Bruins, I'm sure. And then him and I would get in a death match over my enjoyment of Crimson Desert because he does not like it.
No? Okay. Come on, Jeff. Why don't you jump in?
Yeah. Me and John can just be
Let's
cats
see.
on the screen.
Okay. Back to the first question of the form. I'm sad we didn't talk about Shenmue 3, but oh well.
Go ahead. We only jumped into the
no.
questions for...
It's up to you.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We're in community questions. It's fine. Whatever.
Well,
It's
technically,
Shenmue 3.
I called them
It's
dim
probably
immunity
shit.
questions. It is shit.
Next question is from Tiberius Monk. Hello, Day One podcast. It's DayOne Show.
You're already
To be
starting
fair,
the podcast.
we've still got all the animations and everything that says podcast because Pre-Jack hasn't had
It's
time
the
to do new
podcast
ones.
show.
Yeah, it's a show. It's a podcast. We're not quite sure.
Last week's appreciation for Nic Cage, a man with an incredible filmography, including Con Air, Face Off, Mandy, Color Out of Space, and a personal favourite of mine, Lord of War. How fucking good is Lord of War?
Great movie.
God, that is a fantastic movie.
You have to see it.
Inspired me to submit this question. We did not talk about Lord of War at all, and I'm disappointed in myself for not mentioning Lord of War because I fucking love that movie so much. Name one film and one video game that are already good but could be improved even more by adding Nic Cage, and explain why. Also, please watch Lord of War. It's fantastic, yes. Oh my god, you have to watch Lord of War. Congrats on another great episode. Looking forward to hearing your responses. Take care and ciao.
The original Gears of War trilogy.
Gears of War. I was going to say Gears of War as well. Like Nic Cage in Gears of War. He has
Just
to be.
add him in.
Yeah,
They're
chuck
sinking
him in.
cities with a giant worm.
And don't replace the actor with Nic Cage. Give him his own character.
Yeah, absolutely.
And model him on Nic Cage and everything.
Yep,
Give him his
Fuck
own
yeah.
character.
superb.
100%
love it.
Gears of War. And I reckon
He would
Cliffy
just-
B would be on board for that too.
He would just slot right in.
I want
I'd
him
be
in
so
the
happy to
Batman
see it.
Arkham trilogy as like just another Batman who's around every once in a while for no reason.
Not as a villain?
No, I want him. It's a gray area Batman who loves killing, but is still a good guy.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
I tell
Fair
you
enough.
what, I'm like, Nick, you have to go to the cinema, bro.
Hail Mary.
You have to go. Project Hail Mary.
I'm
I
going on
watched it
Thursday.
yesterday. I
Greatly enjoyed it. Don't
think
say
it was
anything
one
else.
of the best films I've seen in the last 5 years. If
Every
not
time
more.
you sell something hard, Nick will always come out of it disappointed. Every
of course,
time.
yeah, because Nick, that's Nick. It's really fucking good.
There's a great
Like,
book, and I've heard it's a very good adaptation.
Yeah, I just loved it. I fucking loved it. I was I was blown away by how good it was. And if anyone's listening or watching right now and have been considering going to see it, go see it. I'm so pleased that I avoided all trailers and went in completely blind.
Oh, I have
think
no idea about anything to do with this movie.
Do not
so
watch
yes.
a fucking thing.
And don't get
going
there early
blind.
at Regency.
And I love Ryan Gosling.
Regency
Yes.
plays trailers before the movie starts that spoil big things in the movie. It's really stupid.
So, and a fun thing about this is I went with Kat, and Kat didn't like Ryan Gosling. Just generally, I'm like, psh. Like
I love Ryan Gosling.
I would do Ryan Gosling. Do you know what I mean?
He's
that
amazing.
Did you
hot,
watch Fall Guy?
right?
He's amazing.
No, she doesn't. She just doesn't like him. This movie changed her mind on Ryan Gosling. She's now a Ryan Gosling stan. And I'm
I
like,
love...
welcome
Time
to
to
the
go
Ryan
back to
Gosling fan
Barbie.
club.
Time to go back to Fall Guy.
I will give anything
Young
a
Hercules.
chance if he is in it.
Yep.
If he's in it, I will give it a chance. I love Ryan Gosling.
What if
He's
Ryan
great.
Gosling was in a video game that was 95% cutscenes?
That's a video game. I'm talking about movies.
Unskippable. You call those
No, I'm
movies?
talking about movies. And yes, as Tiberius Monk said, Lord of War, man, what a fucking movie. When I watched that for the first time, I was like, holy shit, this film. And even, it's funny how Jared Leto always just plays characters who you want to fucking punch in the head. Is it him, the actor, that's causing that? Or
Yes.
is it the characters he chooses?
I think people only want him in
definitely
their
him.
movie if it's, you know.
It's him, isn't it? Like, what are the odds that he constantly chooses roles where you want to fucking kick the character in the head?
I don't
It must be
understand
him.
how he keeps getting cast. He's not
Yeah.
good in anything.
No.
he wasn't
He's not
bad
like
in
a
Blade
big
Runner.
box office draw.
No.
He's routinely panned in everything he's in. Why do people keep putting him in movies?
I've watched
Yeah.
Morbius 5 times. It's with people making
Like-
fun of it, but, you know.
Like, I don't understand that either. Like, I feel like he was in Fight Club, and then ever since Fight Club, people are like, oh, yeah, Jared Leto. I'm like, but even in Fight Club, he was nothing. Like, it's weird. It's so strange. Like, if anything, he's borderline become box office poison, if anything. It's just it's bizarre, but Lord of War and everything about it, and it's one of Nic Cage's more serious roles. And fucking hell, what a film!
Good movie.
What a film! It is. You have to see it if you haven't seen Lord of War. I cannot recommend it enough.
I have not, but I have no time, so I don't know when I can.
You haven't seen Lord of War?
Oh, bro! I saw Jared Leto was in it.
Nah, he's not a major role. He's not a major
I'm
role.
making a joke.
You gotta see it. You gotta see Lord of War. It's fantastic.
No, we didn't have it in the news, but they speaking of people who get cast and things they shouldn't, they have a regular. I think they have a non-trans person playing Lev in The Last of Us TV show, and so people are getting annoyed. That character is like a big thing about them in the story of The Last of Us 2 is that they were a trans man. And Jared Leto played in Dallas Buyers Club. Had a similar thing, which is one role people actually did like him in.
What was I going to say now?
Next question.
Shit. No. I was going to say something to Jesse.
Was it more about Lord of War?
Yes. Nic Cage. Yeah, Nic Cage he's a gun runner.
Oh, I know the premise and everything. Yeah.
It's so good. Ethan Hawke is in it too.
Mm-hmm. He's had a resurgence. Have you seen Black Phone and Black Phone 2?
Not 2. I've seen the first one, not the second one.
2 was awesome. I freaking
better than the first one.
I really liked 1. I loved 2. I really liked 1.
I liked the first one.
And I was worried, like, there's not a book for 2, so I was gonna. And it's so good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
It's an awesome
I liked the
movie.
first Black Phone.
Yeah, Black Phone 2 is awesome.
Oh, okay. Might have to watch it. I'm sure it's on streaming services. Next question is by TheCucumbo. Hello, gents. Hope the week has been treating you well, and thanks, John, for taking the time to help with my membership last week. It was much appreciated. Crimson Desert has had a divisive critical reception, to say the least, which isn't always a bad thing in my opinion. I feel like we are much more willing to let movies or music split opinions than video games. Better to be unique than one-size-fits-all for the Metacritic gods. In that sort of vein, what games that had divisive reception at the time did you enjoy more than most and would still defend?
I would say Starfield, except for it wasn't actually a divisive game at all. It was an 88 on Metacritic or OpenCritic for like 2 weeks, and that's still at 85.
What? So then what are we counting as divisive then?
I think something that has a lot of awful reviews and a lot of good reviews.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Because I just don't know if the games I want to say
just
are considered
go through most
divisive.
of Xbox's recent releases because they
I
are
was about
one
to say Rise, Son of Rome, Crackdown 3.
Now that was mostly bad. Like Redfall, mostly bad. It's got to be the ones that also had a bunch of really good ones. And there's Halo Infinite doesn't count. That was actually incredibly
it's
positive.
like in the mid to high 80s.
Yeah, it's 87, I think. Doesn't count. Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2 was incredibly divisive. It had a lot of low scores and some 10s from wackadoos like John.
Okay, here's one. Killzone Shadowfall. It's a 73 on Metacritic. I absolutely adored it. And a lot of people were shitting on that game, including even PlayStation fanboys, although a lot of them shit on it retroactively. Because it's a 73 on Metacritic, which means it must fucking suck. Shadowfall, I think what I said at the time was, to me, it was the closest thing we had to a modern day GoldenEye in terms of how the game was structured and all that sort of stuff. That's how it felt to me, like a modern day version of GoldenEye, and I fucking loved Shadowfall. 1 trophy away from the platinum, which I can never get because the servers have been shut down. Fuck online trophies and achievements.
I have a good one.
Absolutely fuck those
I have a good
things.
one, and you wouldn't think it, but I looked up. There's a lot of very low reviews for Lies of P. And there's a lot of very high reviews for Lies of P. Lies of P had all the 6s and 5s that From Games don't get, which dragged it down to an 82. I would say Lies of P is far and away, and Wuchang, Same thing. Lies of P and Wuchang, both in the low 80s when they're full of 10 of 10s and 5 of 10s.
Okay.
I know you mentioned it, but definitely Hellblade 2, I think was pretty divisive. But I'd still rate it. I maintain that the majority of people that shat on that game were like, it's not God of War on Xbox. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and like it's got
like,
a 4, a 5, 5.8, 6, 6,
and it's
6,
like
6, 6, 6.
You're not
6,
reviewing
6,
it within
6,
the context
6,
of what it is.
6.3, 6.5. Like it's
right. Like go look for counter juxtaposition, like narrative-led game. Go look at something like Firewatch. Right. Tell me, and I love Firewatch. I thought it was a great game. Tell me what gameplay is in Firewatch. Oh wait.
You observe things.
Tell me
and
what
listen.
gameplay mechanics are in Firewatch.
Oh, my cat just fell
And come
out
on,
of the box.
I'm waiting. What gameplay
You
mechanics
walk
are in the video
and
game?
you stare at things through
Firewatch.
binoculars.
Yep.
That's most what I remember.
Right? It was a narrative-led game. It was taken for what it was designed as and rated accordingly. Hellblade was not taken what it was designed as and rated accordingly, and I stand by my review. If we're looking at it being a experience game, a walking sim, it stands toe-to-toe as one of the best in the genre. Come at me, bros. There you go.
Yeah,
I'm
I thought it was
finished.
fantastic. I might have been more 8.5 to 9. But that game's a 9 if you play it on the hardest mode and have to really focus on how the combat works. Like
Firewatch is a great game, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not dissing
never
Firewatch. I've
played
seen the chat being like, "Ooh."
it's not
I've never
shitting on
played
it.
it.
It's talking about expectations versus
That's
like-
all I'm talking
like
about.
it's okay for this game to not have these things, but it's not okay for this one because it might have had a bigger budget and it's from a bigger publisher. But like I look at Pentiment, and Pentiment doesn't have crazy gameplay. It's just one of the best written things I've ever played, with fun puzzles and basic gameplay and narrative mechanics. But there isn't like some big focus on it, and I don't know that Pentiment cost a ton less than Hellblade, because Hellblade wasn't
I mean,
that big a budget of a game. So Pentiment, instead of being like a 15th or a 20th like it would be compared to most, Hellblade also wasn't that big of a budget. But
Yeah,
people wanted it to be similar to games that were probably 4 or 5 times the budget, like God of War.
yeah.
You know what I'll say about Firewatch? Greatest theme on PlayStation 4. It is
Yeah, it
the
was really nice
best
theme.
PS4 theme by an absolute mile, and it's one of the reasons I hate that our themes aren't on PS5. Because I bought that Firewatch theme. It was so good. I paid for it. I was like, this theme is
But you've never played the
stunning.
game?
That would not be a Nic
No.
game.
No. I just saw the theme, and I was like, that's amazing.
It's all the skins he buys in Fortnite, but it's never going to use.
Oh, I love
He likes having pretty things. He's a
It was
hoarder.
so nice. The theme was gorgeous.
And we give his hoarding more power because we keep giving him games like we did before the show.
He's like a crack addict in my DMs every Friday. Oh, do you Xbox in yet?
His idea.
Can I have more games I'm
That's
never
what he's
going to
like.
play?
You got any more of those
I-
idea Xbox games?
I even got the Killzone Shadowfall PS4 bundle with the camera. Like that's how my love for Kinect wasn't fake. I got the camera for PS4 as well, and I was playing Astro's Playroom and
The originally a
recording-
pack-in camera?
sorry.
The originally bundled into every PS4
100%
camera?
that was originally a pack-in, and then they saw the reaction to Kinect and went, "Shit, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out." But they left the Killzone bundles.
And
They
they-
were like,
they
"Okay,
still
we'll still
didn't-
sell the bundle."
They still didn't actually have any games for the first 2 years, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, they were like, "Shit, unpack the camera, quick. But just leave the Killzone Shadowfall bundle." And that's the one I bought because I like the camera, and Shadowfall
You
was
were
great.
showing that dick off in Uno every night.
Again, man, I don't know why everyone was so against the cameras. I thought they were
Well,
fucking
it was just
cool.
having to be there, being $100 more. Like, you know, it was the things started creeping up, and they've never stopped.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. I've still got a bunch of recorded clips of my time playing Astro's Playroom, and my kids fucking loved it. And they were sitting there vacuuming up all the Astros, and then you'd push the touchpad, and you swiped down on the touchpad, and it would take you inside the controller, and all the Astros that you vacuumed up are in your controller, and you're feeling them all like jiggle and vibrate in there, and you're watching them all, and you tip them over, and then you push buttons which would activate lights and create a light show inside the DualShock 4. It was so fun, and the kids absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was so cool. Yeah, and we used to play Astro's Playroom on the PS4 all the time and use the camera. It was awesome. I feel like that's how you know the fake people. Like they'll just shit on something to shit on it, or they'll change their minds later.
Discussion around the Xbox platform the last few years is mostly people who don't use it saying, why would anyone ever use this thing? And we try and say, it's a much better ecosystem to use shit. Yeah, I know it doesn't have a couple of these exclusives. Funny enough, and I think even Jez and Rand were talking about yesterday, it's like, if you don't have your first-party exclusives, what do you have next gen? They would have 80,000 PC exclusives that are only on PC. Like, there's so many friggin'... They would have Half-Life 3 if Half-Life 3 comes out. Like, I think people keep discounting that. Like, why would people want it? You get cloud saves. Shit really does just work. And we take it for granted because then I'll go to the PlayStation 5 when I have it, and it drove me insane with all the idiosyncrasies and the fact that I know my save for God of War Sons of Sparta is gone. If I ever get my own PlayStation, I'd have to get my kids and buy PlayStation
Plus for like a month.
Yeah, for a month to bring it over and shit. It just drives me crazy.
Cloud. Yeah, that's what I had to do with my son when I went. So he had save files on PlayStation 4. But then when he got his own PS5, I had to get him PlayStation Plus for a month so I could transfer all his saves.
Right before he took it back, my kid has PlayStation Plus, even though I literally had his console for 2 months and he never used it. Does that mean I got cloud saves, or is that only for the PlayStation Plus account? Because I know an Xbox...
No, it's just for the...
Okay, yeah.
I think it's just for the account that has PlayStation Plus that gets the cloud
I never
saves.
checked.
It's not a shared thing. The cloud saves are locked to that account that has PlayStation Plus.
I mean, thanks to you.
I believe.
I've got NSO. Because we're family. We're so close to each other.
You have NSO.
Yeah.
Yes, NSO you have.
Next question.
All the Mario Kart.
How long can
Deluxe,
we keep John up since we started an hour later for him?
And all that sort of stuff. I offered to go back.
I mean, we've got next week is the same thing. So I don't know if we want to do 6 instead of 6:30. I don't know if that works for John. That would just be the normal 10.
This time's fine.
Okay. Because, I mean, 6 would be... Our main... Most of you people watching are in America. And we keep moving around on you. So I apologize. Unlike these two. They love it. They love screwing with you.
Next question is itzFinn. Good evening / morning day one crew. Hope your weekend has been good. The word enshittification is one word that is being thrown around, good and bad. And well, nVIDIA decided to make that happen. The DLSS 5 debacle alone highlights how much folk shouldn't rely on this technology, never mind the fact that it's optional. I was already worried for artists and such, and other areas of the games industry, but this alone accelerates it. No doubt AMD and Intel have something similar to this and will have that same moment like nVIDIA. nVIDIA. Stop lying, Jensen. You already know this tech isn't going to save the company. You're just like other smooth meth head tech billionaires and know it. Stupid and brainless. Question. With the winds hollowing... Is that supposed to be howling?
Howling, yeah.
Yeah, to where many already saw it coming with AI, do we expect more and more of this to come, both past and present technological tools to be further enshittified to the ground? In my opinion, I've gotten to the point where I have to point out the AI in many things, and it's demoralizing. My parents can't even tell the difference, and I have to explain it to them. And I hope it'll stop not being normalized. Cheers and have a good first and second day of spring. P.S. Why aren't people using AI more instead of more instead of AI?
Steven Spielberg trademarked it.
And
you mean food for thought?
Harder to type. People can just put AI and they're done instead of
Yeah, it's a lot easier to just put AI, which can look like Al. Yeah, I mean the AI thing. We had question the winter. Do we expect more of this to come? But I think it's probably expect more before we expect less in terms of tech. Like, maybe AI won't be crammed in our faces to the same level, because even Microsoft is fucking pulling back. So I don't think we'll have it shoved in our faces to the same extent. But in terms of the tech, like nVIDIA stuff, then yes, I would expect more and more. I think AMD and Intel will learn lessons from how they present it and their wording and all that sort of stuff, because, you know, NVIDIA's been the canary in the coal mine and copped all the shit, so I assume they'll be smart enough to learn. But sadly, I mean, I say sadly, it all just depends on how it's used. I would expect more and more.
It's going to get worse before it gets better.
I just still think that a simple separation would have helped. Just have DLSS like normal and have DLNR. And hey, devs, you can use DLNR if you want to, and this is what DLNR does. But DLSS, hey, it's further advanced the reconstruction, and now the native eye can't tell the difference between reconstructed 4K and 4K with DLSS 5. And everyone, I feel, would have responded a little bit better. So the people that don't give a fuck about the Instagram filter would have looked at DLNR and said, I'm not going to use this. Fuck it. I'm not going to turn this on whenever I have my 5090. And then the people that like it would have gone, hey, I will turn DLNR on. I like what this does. I feel like that might have softened the blow a bit. Just a simple separation of the two technologies into two separate things. No? Yes?
Mm-hmm. Calling it DLSS doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, what was that, Jesse?
Calling it DLSS doesn't make any sense. It's not what DLSS has really been in the past for people's minds.
And that's what my tweet was about. It was about like a simple branding thing. Like DLSS is deep learning super sampling. It was about super sampling, improving performance through super sampling in reconstructing the fucking resolution or whatever.
This mostly feels like when you're so deep in on the positivity train of trying to figure out something you can sell AI on to the public, that the toxic positivity hit and they just did not realize it still just looks like an Instagram filter. And the more talkative people online are going to call it that nonstop. And that is going to dominate the early discourse of this.
That's AI, the wrong hand.
Like, I think it's because it's mirrored, but it doesn't know it's mirrored.
It's the wrong hand each time. Don't worry, mate. Apple gets that shit right.
It's the wrong hand.
Yeah, but it's not putting it over my hand to create a hand.
A weird hand.
Broken hand. Okay. On to the forum.
I could get more of John in the picture now. Enjoy.
First question. G. When it comes to power suits, is it a vehicle more than a clothing you were when it comes to Fallout franchise's power suits that been revamped, though I'm not keen on how they're designed differently? Does that go for every power suit, like the ones from Warhammer, Halo, the Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and whatever the things that I can list, so on and so forth? But your Jen's take on power suits anyway?
I mean, it's an exoskeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he hasn't asked, is it an exoskeleton? He's asked, is it more of a vehicle than it is clothing? And I'm going to say yes.
Probably.
It's vehicular clothing.
Yeah, it is more of a vehicle. It's sort of like if you've watched the original Iron Man. They call his suit a weapon. That's what they call the Iron Man suit when they try to take it off Tony Stark. They call it a weapon. So yes, I would say that power suits are more leaning towards the vehicle than clothing, straight up clothing. But it's an interesting debate to have because it is still ultimately a suit that you wear. I like power suits in games. That looks like you're picking your nose. It created a hand that made it look like you were picking your nose there.
What?
And
I didn't even know.
Yeah, didn't you see that? It made a little hand. It's like you had two fingers up your nose like this.
Idea.
Oh, that reminds me. If you want to know how much Crimson Desert started life as an MMO, when someone has a quest, if you hold left bumper and look at them, they get the exclamation point over their head, like in every MMO, especially WoW. But yeah, it keeps reading your finger and putting a light bulb on your face.
You'll never beat apples, mate. Never. Next question. Jesse brother. Happy Podcast 306 day winners. Y'all keep saying there are too many games that have come out / are coming out. I agree. So why am I currently replaying Mass Effect for like the 20th damn time? And I'm yet again playing as a Vanguard. Whether I make a male or a female, they're always Vanguard class characters. I did do something different this time. I started with Mass Effect 1, which I usually don't. It's just a bit dated in how it looks and plays, but I started there because it's the only way I can get all the choices done properly and keep certain people alive. Narrative counts to me. I even watch every cutscene. Sorry / not sorry, Nick. My question is for John. Have you replayed the Mass Effect games? And if so, what class do you prefer?
No, you haven't replayed them because you never did the review.
Yeah, I have replayed. I got all the way up to like the last. I think I'm like halfway or 3/4 of the way through ME3.
That's enough to have reviewed it.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember the classes though. To be honest with you, Trav, like whatever the most soldier like, where I just shoot people a lot class.
Wow, you're a boring bitch.
Yep, that's me.
I still haven't beat Mass Effect 1. Got it on 360 digitally and everything, and it's backwards compatible and all that sort of stuff. And
you've got the Legendary Collection in Game Pass, which gives you a much better version.
I own the Legend. I actually might. Is that also Play Anywhere?
No, but it's
really.
EA doesn't do Play Anywhere. They have their own launcher.
Yeah, it's so good though. Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
Next question, Didact Brew.
Didact Brew 3. Hello, fellas. I'm currently going through my backlog and got really into Star Wars Outlaws. Ubisoft has some good games, believe it or not. And that got me wondering, how did you approach your gaming backlogs and how did it change when you started doing game reviews? P.S. Shrinking continues with that Xbox marketing deal by promoting Diablo Dungeons. Is that a thing? Lol. I don't think that was a real game in Shrinking. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Be careful on spoilers. I haven't watched the latest episode.
This is not a spoiler. There's a video game playing in the background of a scene in the latest episode of Shrinking, and the game is allegedly called Diablo Dungeons. And I'm like,
that's not a real game.
I don't think it's a real game. And it looked, when you looked at the clip, it looked like a fake, that really dodgy CG. I don't think that was
they always do that.
Video game.
I was watching Paradise Season 2, and there's a whole episode focusing on a character, and they're playing a game online together. And I'm looking at the game, and I'm like,
the zombie shooter.
This game?
Yeah. And it's weird because that show will, like, there's a Wii, like they'll talk about it and show them playing and stuff. But yeah. Well, there's some weird. It's. I imagine it's always comes down to licensing, and you're in perpetuity. That gets. Oh, we're gonna start selling our show here. Oh shit, we've got this song, we've got this game, we've got this TV show clip. We've got to realize, or we got to pay all of them. Like, so.
And I hate seeing people in TV shows playing games like this, and they're always like,
Was he not on a computer though?
Just mashing buttons.
It's just like you're not really playing. You've never played a game in your life. This is how most gameplay is.
Yeah, they'd have the PS4 and the light bar's not on and stuff like that.
Yeah. It always drives me nuts. But hey.
So, just to let you guys know, turns out I do own Mass Effect Legendary Edition on Xbox.
I probably gave it to you.
I sense a...
No, I think I bought it. It was on sale for probably some ridiculously low amount, like $5 Australian dollars.
Member-only streams coming in.
Yeah, an episode of Thanks I Hate It with Nick...
No cutscene skipping.
The cutscene skip.
I was about to say, I don't hate Mass Effect.
You hate
hate
watching
cutscenes.
cutscenes.
It
that's
is
what
literally a game where
referencing.
you need to know what's going on to make decisions. If you skip the cutscenes, you're gonna fuck up and things are gonna go real bad, and then you'll hate it. You need to know what's going on in that game.
I have enjoyed what I've played of Mass Effect so far. I'm not. I
Love
don't
to see
think I'm
it.
very
Can
far
that
in.
I think we need to
genre-
see a Nick
Is
stream.
that the genre that can get you to watch more cutscenes because it's more in a genre
It's more
you like
TV
watching
showy
stuff?
as well.
I do recall reading a lot of the choices. I do recall reading a lot of them.
And you can skip dialogue. You can say, "Okay, I've read the dialogue. Skip. I've read the dialogue." Like I'll do that when I'm replaying something. That's fine. I think. I already read all of it. I don't have to hear the words every time.
I know I've started driving around in the Mako
Uh-oh.
somewhere.
Gotta get Mako.
It's been a long time since I've
The
played
Mako's a lot better in Legendary Edition.
Is it? And I feel like I should persist with my Xbox 360
Nope.
save and
No,
version.
playing Mass Effect 1 rebuilt in the ways they did in the Legendary Edition, infinitely
So
better.
much nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so much
to
better.
start all over again.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's not
you
that
went
long of a
far.
game.
The Mako's like, yeah, you can get through Mass Effect 1 in like, what, 8 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 10?
No. Really?
Yep.
Yeah, Mass Effect's length came in, if you really want to do all the side stuff, I would say for Nick, it would probably be 15, 20 if he really mainlined
It'd
it.
be more if I spent 35 or whatever it was in bloody Alan Wake.
Well, yeah, no, if you want to do
Apparently,
everything,
I'm way
it's
off.
like a
The
35
main
hour game.
story takes 17 to 20 hours.
That's
Yeah.
That's the how long to beat time. Like the actual time, if you're like, I just want to go through this main thing and see the main story, that's like 12, 15 hours. But Nick will want to do and clear out everything. It'd be 45 hours.
That's right. That's why I'm like, maybe I shouldn't start again. Next question. 99 Rukin. Hello, everyone. I want to start by saying I saw this post online from the military titled Great Military Characters, and when I noticed Xbox characters are included, I went, hell yeah! It featured Master Chief, Marcus Phoenix, Captain Price, and Commander Shepard. So my question for this week, who do you think is a great military character from a video game? And to make it interesting, name 3 of them. Little side note fact, these characters were all trained by Chuck Norris.
Rest in peace.
Well, didn't you just name most of the prominent military characters?
What military
like-
characters hated being in the military? Those are the ones I'd like.
Sergeant Johnson, General Titus, whatever his name was, Joanna Dark. There you go.
Does Joanna Dark count?
She's a military character.
Is she?
Yeah, she works for a government agency. She was militarily
So-
trained according to
So
the law.
I guess James Bond counts.
Yep. He was in the military first.
What about Terry
about-
Crews in Crackdown?
Yeah. Good choice.
There you go.
Jackson?
Terry
I
Crews
forget
in
his name.
Crackdown. Yeah, Lieutenant
Blazkowicz?
Lieutenant Jackson. Oh yeah.
Doomslayer.
Sam Fisher.
Oh, Sam Fisher, yeah.
Guy from MDK.
Solid Snake.
Yep.
Nice.
Metal Gear Solid. Why does he suck?
Cigarette smoker. Probably smells bad.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever really loved these characters much before. Maybe Master Chief, but that's more my love of the game, more so than him as a character.
Him as a character isn't one in the games. He barely is a character until 4. He's much more of an actual character in the books, where he can be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's the Troy Dennick books, in which case he kind of sucks.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever truly loved a character in a video game. I associate my love for that character with the game itself. So maybe that's why I was like, oh yeah, Sam Fisher. But I'm like, do I like Sam Fisher or do I just love Splinter Cell?
Man, I've definitely loved plenty of video game characters. Like, I've loved some character moments of Sam Fisher and some character moments of Master Chief. And Mass Effect is, I mean, considering we were just talking about that, There are so many incredible
But then it's
moments.
it's
in
your
Mass
shepherd.
Effect.
So you love
Yeah,
your
exactly,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
Love that game.
Well, best ever.
It's an interesting topic of discussion, I would say.
It is really interesting to see how good BioWare was at making small look big. Like Mass Effect this is actually very small, but we made it feel big.
Yeah.
They're masters at it.
It's movie magic in video games.
Okay. I think that's it.
That's it.
Because we already did good on Collingwood's question.
We did.
That's the end of the
End of
show.
the show.
At a very tight 3 hours.
Beautiful.
On the money, 3 hours.
Yeah.
The end of the show gong.
Oh, I like it. We have a gong now. Cool. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun show. Short and sweet for a change. It's 3 hours short.
No.
I don't know.
It is for us.
It is for us.
for Nick.
Big thank you to everybody that tuned in and hung out with us this evening. You've all been
Thanks,
lovely.
everyone.
Don't forget to hit the like button before you depart these lands, never to return. But we'll be back when you do return on Tuesday with headlines, where I'm sure more crazy video game shenanigans will ensue in the week ahead. I think there are some reviews coming. I mentioned a review dropping at an unusual time. Keep an eye out for it soon.
Yeah, everyone's working on stuff. Mine's not for a while. Yours mostly aren't for a while. There'll be a lot of content. We're trying to get the member stuff done to do a subathon soon. To actually keep the subathon for March, John.
We are this close. Like,
Well, the subathon is also really pushing the Streamlabs PayPal more than anything. There's
yeah,
no
but
money.
we're this close in that I've seen the members only section up on the website. In fact, if you visited the website at that particular moment, you would have seen it before we were like, oh, it's doing something weird. But the big hiccup we have at the moment is getting the code to recognize members logged in. Like even me, when I was testing, it's saying you're showing up as a free member. And I'm like, no, we need... So we've got a conference call on Monday. It is booked for 11:15 EST with myself and Predrag and the ad people to finally figure out that last little thing. And then it will all magically spring into life.
CEST.
No,
That's-
EST.
Or EDT. No, we're in daylight
Yeah,
savings time.
EDT. Yeah, sorry.
I was.
EDT.
That's what. Yeah.
So we're hopeful. And Predrag, last I spoke to him today, was like, I feel like we've got this right. It's them that now need to fix their bit. So we'll see. We'll let the smart people argue it out. But it should be this week. And I'm very hopeful for that because everything will be working
If it's
nicely.
working, subathon Friday.
So it's a bad
What
week to do
about
it.
Sick and Nick's Flicks?
Yeah, I want to do a Sick and Nick's Flicks.
Because if we don't do the
I've got
subathon
the-
this Friday, we have lied, and it's not happening in March.
Yeah, I know.
I have the next couple of Saturday mornings free. Both my children lost
Well,
their
if you wanna
basketball
go to the
games,
movies and
which
watch
means
Project Hail Mary.
I've got a small break on Saturdays.
You gonna go to the movies?
So yeah,
we
will
want
be
to talk
handy.
about Project Hail Mary, though.
Man, I don't know if I'll
we
get a chance to go to
need-
the cinemas.
Cinemas.
I don't know if I'll get a chance to go to the cinemas.
Start laying the seeds for it now with the missus. Be like, oh,
It's not about wanting to. We love going to the movies. It's not about whether we want to or not. It's about being able to. There is a world of difference between those two things.
there.
Sounds
We'll
like an
figure it out,
excuse.
though. Anyway,
Wonder if it's on streaming services.
No,
it's not.
not in any good quality, at least.
Anyway, we'll be back. We'll see you next time. Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.
We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
Innocent man.